Come on, get in there. Your boy jumped on from one live stream to the next. I'm Peter. I'm an Arsenal fan. 9 games to go, people. The clock is ticking. The clock is frigging ticking. Okay. The Arsenal, top of the league. I'm your boy Peter, Arsenal fan, joined by OSK, a managerless Chelsea fan.
Again.
Again. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the circus continues at Chelsea Football Club. Three managers in one season. That's got to be a first. But yeah, I'm ready to discuss it, man. Big up you, man. Big up Top 4 Podcast.
Big up the Gangali. I'm joined by Robinho, a Manchester United fan.
Just when I think I'm starting to make it out the hood, they bring me right back in again.
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in. Yes, indeed. I'm joined by AD, a Liverpool fan.
Listen, WrestleMania weekend.
Hey,
I saw a lot of hard-hitting action, but the biggest arse-hitting of the weekend happened at the Etihad before the pyro even went off.
Before the pyro. Hey, listen, bruv. Yeah, big up AD, man. I am also live from Goodison Park, where we're watching the Everton taking on Tottenham Hotspur. You'll always be. Anyway, Oscar, any comment sections before we get things going?
Man, of course, the people are in early. Big up Taha. He says, big up people. I'm going to roll for a bit late because I'll be breaking fast, but I wanted to make sure all of you are good on this glorious day. Alhamdulillah. This part, idiot, is finally gone.
It's happened.
Big up everybody. Big up everybody that is breaking their fast. Shout out to you, man. David says, big up Top 4 Podcast. Hope everyone has had a blessed weekend. Nathan says, Robin, your breath stinks. I don't know what that's about. I don't know if you guys got personal beef there. I don't know if you guys met up.
I don't know.
I like to bring some McLaren Fan TV gang over, but holy smokes, Nathan, what's going on there?
That was
okay.
That was uncalled for. That felt like WrestleMania. It's the start of the match. Next year.
I can confirm. Oral B every day, my friends.
Oral B.
I said Oral B. That's a wild name, by the way, man. That's a wild name.
Hey, it's not wild. It's brushing your teeth. All right, it's good.
It's a wild name, lad. Come on, who sat there and said, you know what? Here's what we're gonna FDA. Here's what we're gonna bring to the table. Oral B. Like, really? Come on.
Yeah,
man.
Really? That's you're a weird one.
Just saying, isn't it? Just saying, bro.
Assad says, Oscar the terrorist is gone. I ran down the stairs at full pelt when I found out. SW6 says, big up everyone. A lot of comments about the boy getting sacked. Blockbuster weekend. We had a break for the international break. And in that 2 weeks, everyone just got sacked. Nobody's got a job. Nobody's got a job. Assad then says, I was enjoying Iftar, then I found out the Pagan got his P45. Nathan says, Chelsea sacking a good family man. I guess that's good family man is a disgrace. United fan has to hold Corn just because they support the Salford Red. Bring on Real Madrid.
Okay, I wonder who supports. Who does Nathan support?
Nathan, I think Nathan's an Arsenal fan, I believe. Pete, is that correct?
You know, they've got so many ops. You don't know.
I'm about to say, I need to know. Which angle is it coming from? I need to know so I can understand.
Yeah, you got 5 back. I'm sure I've seen Arsenal prop from Nathan before. So I'm pretty sure he's an Arsenal fan. Big up Lucky Osara in the comments.
Hey, what Lucky? Yeah.
In the morning on a Sunday. As well, you know how crazy it is to be sacked on a Sunday. We saw 2 sackings this Palm Sunday. On Palm Sunday, crazy dealings from the Premier League clubs.
Big up Lucky, by the way, because he's always watching us on the stream and that. Big up yourself, man. Family tree from Waddy.
Okay.
Peter, where do we start?
What do we want to talk about?
Where do we start? I think the big story, of course, of the weekend is your boy Oscar, Mr. Harry Potter, finally got his bags. He got his blazer hooked, and by mutual consent, apparently, that they parted company. Amicably, whatever the words it is. But I'm sorry, if you lose at home to Aston Villa and you lose 2-0, your bag should be packed. Chelsea on the second page of the Premier League table. If you're looking for them, you won't find them in the top 10. You have to scroll or you have to flick page.
Peter, what's the date?
Today's date is the 3rd of April.
That's unacceptable.
3rd of April. 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 In April, Chelsea are 11th in the league.
Acceptable.
Huh?
It's unacceptable.
Yeah. So Oscar, listen. Graham Potter been sacked, been given the boot. You know what I'm saying? I think it was a bit too long, you know, in terms of him waiting. But what are your thoughts, man? We're here. At the end of the day, better late than never, as they say.
We're here. I'm in two minds about this sacking. Two minds because I think that it says a lot about two different people. I'll start with the man who was sacked, Graham Potter. He has come to Chelsea and got almost a lucky promotion. You know what I mean? From Brighton, you expect to go to a Villa. You expect to go to an Everton. You expect to move up in the chain after doing well at Brighton to another well-established mid-table Premier League club, maybe a team that's fighting for Europe. He leapfrogged all of that and went to a team that was champions of Europe not so long ago.
Big leagues.
So he went straight to the big leagues, right? And he was fed a lot of garbage. He was hired when the club didn't have a technical director. He was hired when the club had spent a bag of money on a bunch of players that the club didn't even want anymore. There was a lot wrong with Chelsea when he took over. And for that, I had sympathy. So when the situation wasn't going well, when we were losing a couple games and the squads were looking a bit weird, I had sympathy for Graham Potter. You guys all saw on the podcast, I had a lot of sympathy. When I think my tune started to change was after the World Cup. Pre-World Cup, we faced Newcastle United, and I lamented on this podcast. We started a front three of Conor Gallagher, Mason Mount, and Armando Broja. And the reason we played those three is because there was nobody else. Okay. He had a ton of injuries. He had half the squad was out. Half the squad he had never even met. N'Golo Kante played his first game under Potter last weekend. Guys, I told you, I don't think he met Potter until the new year. I don't think they met each other. That's how bad it was, right? However, when we come into the new year, once those players come back, once you sign João Felix, once you sign Enzo Fernandez, once you sign Benoit Badiashile, the tide has to change.
Yeah.
Things have to get better, right? And I said on this podcast, there were 3 critical games for me because we had lost to Manchester City. We drew at Forest. I think we drew at Anfield as well. And I said, there are 3 games that I need to see something from Graham Potter. And we had Fulham away, we had Crystal Palace at home, and then we had Fulham at home. And I said, those 3 games are 3 games where you can not only win, but you can implement a style of play that shows me what you are trying to accomplish in the future here at Chelsea. The first game, we lost away at Fulham. The second game, we beat Palace in a nothing result. It was just a 1-0 from a corner. It didn't feel good. Then we drew 0-0 with Fulham away. That was Fulham at home, sorry. That was Enzo Fernandez's debut. And for that, from me, from there, I was just like, how long can I keep backing this guy? All of my Chelsea boys, people like SW6, people like Assad, they were all done with Potter by this point. And I was being asked questions like, Oscar, how long can we expect to see growth? How long can we expect to see good football? But for me, I had written off the season. I now realize it was wrong of me to write off the season. Because the only reason Chelsea are not in the top 4 race is because since those games I just mentioned, we have dropped points at home to Everton. We have dropped points at home to Aston Villa. We have dropped points at home to Southampton. I'm saying, guys, these are pathetic results. And these are all home. I'm not talking about the away loss at Tottenham. I'm not talking about the other away defeats we've had. I'm just talking about home. These are pathetic results that any manager has to get sacked for. And I wanted to back Graham Potter for the longest. I was willing to give him next season. But when the P45 is handed, I can't back you. I can't complain. No. I can't counsel for you. Because you lost games that is unacceptable to lose. If you're losing to Man United and Arsenal's and Liverpool's, I can hear you. The run that we've got now coming up, we face Liverpool, then we face Madrid, Brighton. We've got tough games coming up. If we lose them games, it is what it is. Southampton at home, you cannot lose.
You cannot lose.
You cannot drop points to this Everton team when you're ahead twice in the game. It's really, 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 really poor. Let me go through a few more comments and then I want to hear what you man have to say about this Graham guy. Nathan says Potter getting that 35 mil stimmy. SW6 says Oscar, your boy had to go. He did. I
love how it's Oscar's boy as well. It's so hilarious.
You hung on.
You hung on.
It's because I hung on.
You hung on too long.
I believe so much in long-term planning and building and storytelling. Roman Reigns is the WWE champion, guys. 3 years. That's what I want. The 3-year story for my club. That's what I want. 3 year ones in the sky. But look, Assad says this is damning. By the way, not a single player has said goodbye or thanks to Potter. Now, as a Chelsea fan, I know the routine when a manager gets sacked. Yeah, the manager gets sacked. You get the club statement. You get the articles from the news outlets saying, oh, he fell out with this person, he fell out with that person. You get the rumors about who you're linked to next. And then you get players posting on Instagram talking about how much they loved working under this manager. Guys, we've seen nothing.
Zilch.
We've seen nothing. He's been gone 24 hours. We've seen absolutely nothing. I don't know what that means. Okay, last few comments, and then we can hear what you lot will have to say. Like he says, finally, I was crying as a Chelsea fan. The struggle has been too much. After 600 million, no tactics, 2 left backs, 2 right back, 2 left backs to right back, and concede too many goals. This 600 million is, oh gosh, this 600 million thing is so harsh. I don't know where this number came from. Where's the 600 million?
Listen, everyone's reported it. Athletic and all them man there. They said 550. They say 550. Like, brother.
But the thing is, they also account for the money that Potter didn't spend. Like, that's not
can't
fair.
lie. The number's high. The number's still high with Potter.
Of course. I'm not saying that Potter should get away with it. But the fabrication of numbers here, what the heck is going on? 600. He wasn't here when we bought Sterling and Aubameyang and all these players. Potter wasn't here for that. That's not his fault that we bought.
I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
Nathan says, now honestly, they are wasios because they don't like. Sorry, I've missed the conversation here that's going on because this is not about Graham Potter. But SW6 says Southampton was the end of it all for me. Peter, thoughts and feelings?
My thoughts are you're too late. The host has already bolted. You're not having a frigging laugh. Now, don't get me wrong. There is still Champions League football to fight for. And that's the only thing you've got in terms of integrity this season. The only thing you have to fight for this season is the Champions League. And then, ironically, Chelsea's last 2 Champions League wins have happened only when they've sacked the manager beforehand. So, there is something you might say, maybe 3 strikes and you're out, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, it's just, listen, Chelsea are pathetic. They're a pathetic football club this season, and they have been for some time. And we just have to call it out for what it is. What they are doing in terms of their I could respect Bowley if he says, look, it's my time now. Yeah, I want to bring in my manager. I want to do my thing. I want to buy my players, But what I find ironic is Mr. Long Term over here that everyone was waxing lyrical about, 7-year contracts, 5-year contracts. Your manager lasted 6 months. You know the way there. So they had Tuchel for 6 weeks. They sacked him. They had Potter for 7 months. They've sacked him. And who is the person that's going to be taking charge till the end of the season at least? Bruno. Who? Because from what I remember, Oscar, when we were sitting there in the house yesterday and we were like, who is this Bruno brother? Yeah. It turns out it was the former right back of Brighton. Do me a favor. And this is the other thing I'll say. Sorry, Robin, before you go on. One thing I find pathetic about football clubs right now, and I'm looking at Leicester, and I'm looking at Spurs, and I'm looking at Chelsea, and I'm looking at people like Leeds, I'm looking at everybody. The thing I find the most pathetic about these football clubs, is that you want to sack a manager because he's not doing well. Fine. Why have you not got the other guy in the line, bruv? We are in April. It's the business end of the season. It's about to go down. Chelsea are playing Liverpool tomorrow night with no manager. With Blanco, whatever his name is, whatever my man's name is, Bruno, whatever, farcical behavior.
Something like that.
You've got to have the person in place. Like, there should have been a phone call to say, listen, we might be doing this. What's the situation? What's the availability? How soon can you start working? Rare, tear. Because remember when Tottenham Hotspur sacked Pochettino, we did not have time to dry our eyes when they hired Mourinho. We did not have time. When Emery got sacked, Oscar, I saw Vinay and Raul drive to Manchester to collect Mikel Arteta.
Pete,
even though we played Man City at home that day.
I can agree with you, but in this circumstance for Chelsea, I think it's very similar. When Tuchel was sacked, Potter was in straight away. When Lampard was sacked, Tuchel was in the next day. I think it's just one of those situations where we've played a game on a Saturday. They've made that call. I think Nagelsmann is the guy they want. He's available. How long is he going to be available for? We don't know. But Saturday to Tuesday is our next game. You know what I'm saying? If we had a week in between, I don't think this is a conversation as such.
You're probably right. But I will also say this now. You mentioned the name Julian Nagelsmann. Big mistake. Chelsea do not need to go anywhere near him. Chelsea do not need to spend time pissing about, okay, with managers, because they know the only way they win things is because they put elite managers, gangster managers at the helm. Okay, they put them at the helm, and you know what's so funny? They've all won. All of them won. Mourinho won. Ancelotti won. Friggin' Benitez even won. Yeah, Tuchel won. Name me some other gangster managers you've had. Conte won. They've all friggin' won.
But
they cannot, Oscar. The mistake you've had, you did AVB before. We've been here. You did AVB before when he had a good reputation leaving Porto. We've then done Graham Potter where he had a good reputation at Brighton. Do not fall for it again and get Julian Nagelsmann. Trust me.
I think because what I had mentioned in the beginning was there's two parts of this story. There's the Graham Potter part where he's failed and he deserved to be sacked. But then there's the ownership part where you have to look at them and go, what the hell are these guys doing? What on earth are
That's
they
what I want to
doing?
say. Yeah, what are they doing?
What on earth are they doing? And Pete, you're talking about how, there's certain types of managers. There's the world-class managers, and you mentioned all the ones that have come to Chelsea and won. All of those guys have come to Chelsea and won, and it didn't end in the way that the club would want or the manager would want. It ended in a way that was, again, you're laughing at Chelsea because they've sacked another manager. No matter how world-class they are, Ancelotti, Conte, Mourinho, they all ended the same way.
It's not a marriage. It's not a marriage here. We're not signing papers.
No. But when you talk about what you want to achieve, of course we want to achieve trophies. But me as a Chelsea fan, over the past 20 years of the Roman era, I've seen us win trophy after trophy after trophy. The next step now is to solidify yourself as a team that can have sustained success, that can go on and do what Man City are doing and challenge for 4 Premier League titles in a row, that can go on and win a Champions League and be the best team in the world when you're winning it, not fluking it when you're finishing 4th in the league at the same time. We want to build that team that is serious. And I don't believe the way to do that is let's look at a manager that can win straight away, give him 200 million, and then hope he does it. Because we've seen that fail. So whilst I think it succeeded before it failed, I think long term.
Nah.
Exactly. That's what you're saying.
But new ownership, they throw in Luis Enrique in this situation right now. It's over. We don't have to sit here and talk about Chelsea being the laughing stock that they are. And if he is winning in 2 years, the difference between let's say the Roman era of manager having the elite manager, because as you said, it didn't end well. But a lot of people and a lot of Chelsea fans maybe would have sided with the manager on it. They would have sided on the fact that the manager, when he got sacked, it's like that's probably a bit harsh. That's probably unfair, because I think of people like, okay, Benitez was never going to win at Chelsea in terms of like win the fans over, so fair enough, right? But he left with a trophy and finished third. You know, Ancelotti, how on earth he got sacked in his second season? It wasn't that dreadful for him to get the sacking. Mourinho, the first time he got sacked, wasn't that dreadful for him to get the sacking. Yeah. Antonio Conte, okay, ruffled some feathers, and Mourinho ruffled some feathers the second time around. And even with Tuchel, let's be clear, the reason why fans of Chelsea may have said, okay, Tuchel, thank you for everything you've done, we adore you still, but we need to move on, is because you lot were just muddy in the 4th and 5th and 6th positions probably. But right now where you are, it's another level.
Even those fans are in the minority. I think I on here
100%. Yeah,
100%. I expressed like how frustrated I got with the Tuchel era. But most fans, look, Alex here says, in my opinion, TT could have been easily the guy to oversee it, but Bowley was pressing and too impatient. We hear SW6 is, love Thomas Tuchel. A lot of Chelsea fans are still in that mode of Tuchel was the guy. Why did we ever get rid of him? Like, why did we ever?
Listen, Peter, this season, as much as I'm like looking at Graham and say, yeah, he wasn't ready for the job, and it's just true, he wasn't ready. I'm also looking at the ownership, because it just feels like it was just erratic. Like they looked at it and said, "Oh, this guy is for the future," without having gone through the plan. It's just said, "I'll just do what you want. It'll be fine whatsoever." And Todd Bowley has to have some of the blame here. It can't be on Graham Potter on his own. Like he needs to say, like,
I disagree. I disagree with that.
I think they both take 100% of their own decisions. Like Graham Potter was really poor at managing the squad, which is his job throughout this time, and he got fired for that. Todd Bowley has sacked a Champions League winning manager and put his neck on the line, gave a 5-year contract to this new manager who you've sacked in 7 months. They both acted disgracefully in their own rights. So I don't think it should be, this person gets blamed.
Do you know what?
They both take a bag of it.
What I will say, sorry, AD, before you go, what I will say is this: I'm not actually putting Bowley in hot water yet. I will put him in hot water when he hires Nagelsmann. Oh, I am the Gengen press. I'm gonna be all over him like a rash, because at the end of the day, if you're Bowley, right, and you said, you know what, I don't really like Tuchel, I don't like the way that he's going. That's fine. It's your opinion, it's your preference. You want a type of football that you want played, right? And then they gambled with Graham Potter. I'm not gonna shoot them straight away because it was their first appointment. I'm not gonna lay into them too heavy. I tell you right now, though, they get the second one wrong, and I'm all over it. I am all over them, man, there, because let me tell you, bruv, Nagelsmann is not the man for Chelsea. He's not the man for Chelsea. The reason why, Oscar, Chelsea need the elite manager, because Chelsea is an elite football club. Let's have it right. Let's have it friggin' right. Chelsea is in the big business, Oscar. Let me wax lyrical for Chelsea about a second, because it's never gonna happen again. But Chelsea are friggin'. They are what we call, you see the table. They are part of the furniture, for goodness sake. They are there every year, knocking on the door with Real Madrid, Barcelona, Juventus, Man United, whoever the case you want to throw in there, right? They are always in the conversation. They are always toe to toe with people like Bayern Munich and that. These men win Premier League titles. They've got friggin' 5 in the years that I've even been around to even watch them play football. They've got 2 Champions Leagues in that time. They've signed elite manager after elite manager, winning countless trophies. Name it, countless. Okay, you go look at John Terry's friggin' cupboard. You look at bloody Fabregas's cupboard. You look at Ashley Cole's cupboard. These people, Lampard's. These men are decorated in steel. Yeah, they are decorated in silver. You do not. Let me tell you, you do not. If you didn't learn your first mistake with AVB, and then you got to learn your second and third mistake with Frank Lampard and friggin' Graham Potter. If you do not learn your mistakes, you will become the next Manchester United. It's very simple. You do not get the appointments wrong, because once you get them wrong, they get worse to recover over time. They get worse. You need to get somebody in there right now and to just shape it up. And the mistake you don't make is you don't sack the Champions League winner this time round. Sorry, AD, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think it's a unique situation, and I think Bowley made his bed with Graham Potter, and it just got to the point where even I can't. Come on, man. 2-0 to Aston Villa at home. After we've lost to Southampton, I should have sacked you then. After that Spurs game, I should have sacked you then. And it's like I almost feel like I do feel for Graham Potter in certain senses, in the fact that I do think that squad was just too bloated. And there was a picture going around on Twitter, right? And it was literally of the Chelsea players working out. It looked on the 4th of January. That almost.
Are you guys getting this?
Nah, he's breaking up still.
Yeah, he's breaking up.
AD's breaking up.
Making a good point as well.
He was making a great point. AD, come back, refresh and come back. Sign out, come back in. Because you're making a great point. He was making a great point. Oscar, I was listening to The Athletic this morning, and they said that Chelsea's squad was so bloated, that these man, couldn't play 11 aside in training. They would have 11 aside, and they would have to have a separate training session because of the squad that you had. What are you talking about?
Yeah, our squad is
it's too inflated, man.
I want to get into some comments here because there's an interesting conversation in the comments about Thomas Tuchel. He's obviously the new Bayern Munich manager. He got off to a win in his first game, a 4-2 win against Dortmund. And there's a conversation about, were they wrong to sack Tuchel in the first place? But then, we've already kind of been over that. Assad says, the only mistake Bowley made was giving Potter the 5-year deal. He's got in technical sporting directors and great scouts in his first year. Respect my owner. How can you say my owner after the year that we've just had? And the year's not even over. He also says, Tuchel should have been sacked. I hated him towards the end. And then Tahar is saying the same thing. He says, let's keep 100. Nobody will be saying anything about Potter if Tuchel did. Nobody said anything about Tuchel if Potter did his job. It's a weird one.
I mean, I was always on the flank of like sacking Tuchel was bizarre. You know this already. I adore Tuchel. Fine, he wasn't having a good time. Yeah, he was not in a good run. But my God, he can buy a year. Can't
here's what I think he did buy a year. I think here's what I'll say to Assad, which is
two cup finals.
Which is the Tuchel revisionism is crazy to me. His last 18 games were on par with Lampard's last 18, and I think what you have to understand in the response to that is at Liverpool, Jurgen Klopp has had bad times. At Arsenal, Arteta has had bad times. I think you have to back a manager through that tough period if you know that they can win the big trophies.
Absolutely.
And Thomas Tuchel came to Chelsea and he made us believe that this team can win the Champions League. Even the year that we didn't win it after, we went to Real Madrid and we lost it there. But even in the way we went out on our sword, as they say.
Yeah.
You know, you always felt we had a chance in Europe with Thomas Tuchel. And if he had the right tools around him, I don't think there's a single Chelsea fan that will say, oh, he had the greatest squad ever to win the league. He didn't. The team is not good enough to win the league, no matter who the manager is. So I think if we gave Thomas Tuchel that team, perhaps he could have. I just didn't believe, based on him signing Koulibaly and Sterling and Aubameyang, I just didn't believe Tuchel was ever going to get it right. I thought those were his players and the team was just not going to be good under him. But yeah, I think I've spoken enough. Adrian, you cut out. You were in the middle of a great speech and you cut out.
Man.
What happened?
Yeah, man. I think the point I was just making with regards to Potter was that I think Boldy tried with him. And I think it just got to the point where the form was so deplorable, I just can't back it. It's like, bro, what? Like, there's no balance in midfield. I've given you a £105 million midfielder. I have. And he's come in and he's played really well and he's allowed us to control games better. Yet still, the results aren't turning. Now, in my opinion, I think the Mudryk deal isn't one for today, sure, but it's like, bro, like I've given you quality attackers. I've given you Mudryk. I've given you Madueke. I've given you Badiashile in defense. On top of that, you've also got Fofana. You've also got Koulibaly as well. Why can't we defend well? So yeah, it's a tough one. I do feel for Potter, and I do feel like in an ideal world, we should have at least been given that summer to get rid of the dead wood, because there's an albatross of dead talent holding Chelsea down, sure, but at the same time, like, he just couldn't get over the line, unfortunately. Like, Bowley in good faith and good conscience couldn't keep Graham Potter in his role anymore, and I think that's just the point that he's gotten to, unfortunately. And it's a shame, because I do feel like Potter maybe could have got stuff working if he did have a good preseason and he did get in more players and he did get rid of some of the dead weight. But you know, I guess it's one of those things. Now we'll never know.
Spot on, man.
Interesting one.
Great point.
A couple more comments on the Tuchel of it all. Alex says class is permanent. He had managers on the ropes. Teams didn't want to play us. Assad is saying, I never saw Chelsea doing anything in the league under Tuchel. The league form was always patchy. SW6 says 6 finals with half of these clowns. Tuchel was levels. I had a conversation. With Peter about these finals, yeah. Because look, in the FA Cup last year, Chelsea got to the final. Do you know who we played on that run? We played Luton Town, Middlesbrough, Crystal Palace in the semi, and then we faced Liverpool in the final and we lost. Like, if you give Graham Potter that run, he's in the final too. Graham Potter had Manchester City away on his first cup games for both the league and FA Cup. So, sure. Like, there's ways you can look at it. Obviously, a trophy's a trophy, and we didn't get those trophies in them. One other comment I saw that was so funny, I had to talk about it. Assad says, Potter was so trash, he made Oscar stop going to games.
Facts.
This is true. This is true.
Mandem, I came home from Arsenal against Leeds. We'll get onto that later. I come home, Oscar's home. I'm thinking, hang on a minute. Oscar should be at the bridge. He should be booing off the manager when the final whistle. He should be out there booing. 2-2s now. Oscar's not going to games. I'm saying, why are you not going? Liverpool tomorrow. I ain't going. Why are you not going?
I'm not there.
He's not going to Chelsea Liverpool tomorrow. Big game nonetheless. Doesn't matter what kind of season you're having. That's a big game. And he's not going.
It's not a big game. Chelsea's league is done. Why am I going to league games? Like, the league is done. It's over.
It's literally Madrid or nothing for Chelsea.
Yeah, guess what? I got that Madrid ticket. I'm going to see Chelsea.
Are you going to the Bernabeu?
No. I'm going to the bridge. The one at the bridge. Big up Lola, that's just jumped in. Big up
Yo.
Baraka. Baraka, come and help me vent. And we're talking about this Potter situation. And Assad is screaming at Tuchel. I don't want to stick on Tuchel too much because obviously.
Listen, if he wants to cook, if he's cooking Tuchel for that, I mean, I heard Loftus-Cheek was on the wing back against Villa.
Madman.
First of all, he shouldn't be in the side. I've made this case countless times. Loftus-Cheek should not even be anywhere. Anytime he's at Stamford Bridge, he should be on the opposite team. It's the only time you want to see him on the pitch at Stamford Bridge. And then you're telling me he played on the wing back.
Tuchel played him centre back. Don't do that. Tuchel played.
I don't give a damn. Listen, we're talking.
Guys, the crimes that I can reel off from Thomas Tuchel, they're painful.
Listen, Tuchel made crimes. Listen, Tuchel has a criminal record also. However, he has a Champions League with that criminal record. Okay, whereas Mr. firing blanks, Graham Potter, because that's what he brought from Brighton. By the way, the only football we saw from Brighton to Chelsea is the fact that he couldn't score goals. It's just XG. That's what he brought. Because Chelsea had 26 goals on shots on goal against Villa. 26 firing blanks. Okay. And by the way, the Serbian, the man, them have got Brighton scoring goals. And you know Chelsea's next manager will get them scoring goals. Wow. As long as they pay a striker, for goodness sake.
SW6 says he lost to Southampton home and away. It's not given. Actually, the away game was actually Tuchel in charge. Tuchel lost away. It's mirrored. I mean, Graham Potter is historically the worst manager to ever manage Chelsea in the Premier League era.
Worse than AVB?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't think AVB went 2-17.
Oscar, AVB was so bad he went to Spurs and then started doing rally. He changed sport. He joined the Rally World Championships.
Yeah. AVB went Spurs away and won. We lost 2-0 to Spurs away.
Pete, Chelsea are 11th. I don't think
11th.
We're 11th in April.
11th.
Oh, Chelsea are crap this year.
11 is crazy.
April
is crazy.
In April.
But I'll tell you what, though.
We have a month and a bit left football.
Do you know what? I'm not having it from any of you, man. Because I called Potter out on his garbage from Brighton away. None of you that were having it. I called it out early doors. And also, we're now talking about where they are in the table. Now, bun that, bruv. I'm not hearing it. Because he's been sniffing in them positions all season. They told me that Chelsea Aston Villa on Saturday was a 6-pointer. What?
But it's not. It's not like.
Come on, bruv.
I understood it wasn't.
Allow me.
It wasn't a 6-pointer, which is why I stopped going to these games because the league games don't mean anything for Chelsea. Alex says losing Rudiger was one of the real first issues. Yeah, right.
No.
Still to this day have one of the best defensive records in the Premier League, so I'm not trying to hear that. Like,
though.
What?
Like Rudiger was instrumental to Chelsea. I'm so sorry. He's instrumental to the Champions League run, and he was instrumental to any bit of form that he done. And the criticism of him always was, but he's only doing it in the back three. You've gotten rid of him. Koulibaly, who apparently was an upgrade. That's all I ever heard. Upgrade. He's an upgrade.
He was an upgrade. Adrian, he was an upgrade. I heard that.
Why are we doing that?
Bro, Antonio Rudiger got some flowers. Like on that left centre back position, he was one class.
Antonio Rudiger was a great defender, but since then, Chelsea's defense has continued to be solid without him. It's not the defense the reason we're sitting in 11th. We have top 4 defenses in the league. Our attack is nowhere near that. So speak on the midfield and speak on the attack. Like, as much as the defense is jumbled up, we've got Wesley Fofana, who's now come back from injury. We signed Badiashile in January, who are top centre-back. I'm not worried about defending.
Chelsea, for as long as I've been born, bro, their defense is watertight, man. Like, all through that Abramovich era, if there's one thing I'll give them, flip me, the defense was legit, man. Man, it's annoying.
And bro, you know what's crazy? It's like even the side men, they'll pluck Alex from nowhere, and it's like, he's solid.
He broke my heart, Alex, before he joined Chelsea when he scored a late winner against Arsenal for PSV in the Champions League.
He was still a Chelsea player back then, though. He was on loan. It was on loan for like 2 years.
Oh, he was on loan. Okay. Yeah. It was on loan. You know what I'm saying, bro? You know what I mean? They've always had a solid defense, blood. Always had a solid defense.
Let me put it this way: Chelsea have conceded 30 goals this season. Yeah, 30. Guess how many we scored?
31.
Nah, I'll say like 24.
29.
No, they can't. You haven't got less. Your goal
29.
difference isn't
Our goal
-1.
difference is -1.
No, it's not.
29.
Now, you see, do you know what though? Oscar, the Chelsea fans deserve this. I don't give a damn. You part for too friggin' long. You deserve this. I don't give a damn. I couldn't care less.
What does that mean? We put up
Just saying, innit? Just saying it, bro.
doesn't mean
Oscar. I told Oscar in November I'll wait for you to jump on the train. By then it's gone. Well, you missed it. So I don't want no revisionism on friggin' Graham Potter now. Bun this, bruv. I've heard too much of it today, guys. I'm not happy. I'm not a happy bunny with all this nonsense. Because AD knows, bruv. I called out the BS early doors, bruv. Straight off the bat. I said nah. He's not the one.
I wanted to give him time. I wanted to give him an opportunity, but even I couldn't back him anymore. Like, no, yeah. Like, let's say like you're a banker, right? And you've got a nephew. You're like, alright, cool. Few nepotism. I've given my nephew a job. But all he's done since he's been there for 4 months, he's crashed everything. Money's gone missing. We ain't servicing the clients. I think your dad is telling me to keep you on for another month. I can't. My hands are. There's nothing more I can do. I'm sorry.
It's above me.
It's above me now. It's above me now. I'm sorry.
So do you know what, guys, ladies and gentlemen, that's where we are with Chelsea Football Club. I don't know if there's any more that needs to be said. We play Liverpool Football Club tomorrow. If we win, what happens? We go to 10th, maybe. If we lose, we stay 11th. It's inconsequential for Chelsea what happens for the rest of the season.
This has got 0-0 draw written all over it, mate.
100%.
Draw written all over it.
Well, we've got one manager that's gone to an assistant manager.
Oh, here
Let's
we go. Here we friggin' go.
Another manager that's gone, and his assistant manager has taken over. Let's go to North London, shall we?
Huh?
Yeah, we've not spoken on it since the last pod. We have not spoken on it.
The pressing news. Look what I know.
Wait. What about the press, bruv? This is Robinho, bruv. Don't disrespect.
No, because
I want the Kenyan press.
I asked this question. I don't even want to go here because I don't have much to say. I said, why is he still here? No one gave me an answer. That's okay, cool. I'm done. I don't have much to say about Brendan.
Guys, he makes 10 million a season at Leicester. He made 10 million pounds at Leicester per season. Okay? This guy fleeced Leicester Football Club. Okay? He fleeced them. He failed to get into the Champions League twice when he was second in January. Okay? This man is a disgrace. And the fact that when they lost against Palace, I said, you know what? He's actually the luckiest man in football because there's no way a manager keeps his job for what they're doing. Guys, Leicester are what are they? 19th in the league. Are them at 19th in the league?
But I asked back in October, why is Brendan still in the job? No one could answer. No one answered me.
Yeah, he can't because he shouldn't be. Because he shouldn't be.
But
I didn't realize how much money he was making as well, blood. He was making bucket loads of money. Like he was bankrupting the club. Because do you remember at the start of the season, guys? We said, what's going on with Leicester, bruv? There's no signings. I see Schmeichel walk out the door. They don't sign a single player. We're thinking, right, now I know what happened. Brendan Rodgers was rinsing their accounts, blood. That's why, with insipid, terrible performances and banking 10 million a year. Do me a favor, love. Do me a favor, love. No wonder why he was, like he never actually sent for the owners. He never actually said anything bad about the football club. He said nothing bad about that football club because he knew he was stealing a living. And another club who are too late to pull the trigger because what am I hearing? Who are the odds favourites to get the new job? Rafa Benitez at Leicester City. Do me a favor. Do me a favor. They're asking for hell if they want Rafa Benitez in there. They're asking for it. Because he's never had a good relationship with owners anyway. Listen, guys, the floor is yours, Oscar. Brendan Rodgers.
I told you, I've got nothing to say.
Nah, I can't lie.
What I can't wait for is because he's a big bottle job. What football club is known for bottling every single time, right? They are going to be a match made in heaven. Brendan Rodgers and Tottenham Hotspur, okay? They're going to be a match made in heaven. Let them bottle each other. I don't give a bam,
Peter,
because that's the end. It's the freaking end.
I know you said you're done, but I want to get your reaction to these two comments that have come in. Looking at Brendan's overall time at Leicester, Brendan did a decent job for the first 2 years, won an FA Cup. Since then, he's been stealing 11. SW6 says Leicester shouldn't be challenging for top 4, and he got silverware. Is there a scenario in which we can look at the totality of Brendan's time at Leicester and call it a success? An FA Cup and two seasons where they got into the Europa League.
Oh, by the way, it is a success. With everything I've said, he was successful at Leicester City Football Club. Let's be very clear. Let's be very, very clear. He won them the FA Cup and he finished 5th twice. They were playing Europe. Oscar, I saw Leicester City playing European football, blood. Like, you got to think about that. Walkers, bro. Walkers FC. Them man were playing against teams like Atletico Madrid at one stage. They were playing against some, Rennes. When did you find Leicester and Rennes ever big, having a handshake? Never. You should never be seeing them, man, there. So listen, his time at thing, but as he did, like, he's not an elite manager. And what got me so angry with Rodgers was that he was getting put in that category, blood, with the big dogs. And I'm just like, nah, peel it back, blood. Peel it back. You know what I'm saying? Because if he gets the Spurs job, it's hilarious because he would have moved up, right? Which is hilarious, okay? He would have moved up in life. And, it is what it is. But listen, let them two get together, bruv. They're a match made in heaven. Bunch of bottlers, bruv. At the end of the day. And that's probably what led to TUchel's downfall, was losing to teams like Leicester in the cup final. Like that would probably be the first stain on his reputation, which made you think, really?
But guess what? He's very likely to win another Champions League. Let's be honest here. So,
and Brendan Rodgers looks like he will get another job. You know what I mean? Because it's not like he shouldn't deserve a job, like, really and truly. But he's gonna swing with Tottenham, isn't he? They're actually gonna do it.
Or Chelsea?
No. Hey, listen.
Imagine they went home.
You will not hear the end of it from me. What? The Top 4 podcast will have a Peter, Brendan, Chelsea segment every week.
If Brendan goes to Chelsea, then you'll really see me tune out. You'll really see me. You'll really see me gone. I'll join McLaren Fan TV every week. Forget this.
Yeah, boy, come true, blood. F1 gang.
I'm done with this. I'm done with it. You won't see me at games if Brendan's our manager. Get out of it. Those top 5 finishes are spooky when context is added. I mean, both of them should have been top 4 finishes. Both of them went to the wire. And
SW6. That's not nice, because he was fleecing them. That's why, because all the money went in his pocket. That's why. By the way, let's go look at Leicester City's squad and look at the players and look at the amount of money they did spend. Because if I remember players, the fact that they brought in Tielemans, the fact that they had people like, Iheanacho, all the Ndidis and Mendy's that you can find. Maddison is in there. Friggin', Ricardo is in there. Players that were bought on big money, Patson Daka. Friggin', there's loads, bro. There's loads of them. There's loads of these players.
But some of those signings are stinkers.
Jose Perez was 30 million quid. There's a lot of money that was spent on that squad.
For me, if I can pinpoint the decline to one signing, it's Jose Perez. No. Genuinely, I feel like 3 or 4 years ago, whenever it was, I genuinely thought that Leicester starting 11 was probably a right winger away from genuinely competing for top 4. I mean, like, not punching above their weight, but you know what? On paper, you're there or thereabouts. They had to get that right winger proper, and they went and they got Jose Perez, and it all came tumbling down from there. The guy offers nothing. No, and genuinely, it's a shame because they've had 2 back to the cherry. 2. I'm sorry, man.
I really wanted him to do well at Leicester as well, because when he won the Golden Ball, I paid attention to him. I was like, oh, who's this brother? But the Golden Ball usually means nothing, bro. Nobody ever excels after they win that trophy, that small Ballon d'Or for them. After they've done that, they don't do anything afterwards. I've come to realize.
Ask Mario Balotelli.
Hey.
Lola says that Bun Leicester, one disappointment of a team under the shortest man in the world. Yes, I'm a heightist.
Damn.
I hear that.
I didn't even know Brendan was that short.
Is he?
He's not tall, bro. He comes across as quite stocky, like hench and wide. I'm getting a wide vibe from him. Have you seen him when he's in a tee in his press conference? Like one of these tops. If you see him in one of like the tops I'm wearing now, he looks like he you know what I'm saying? He's bench press.
Who is it that he signed? Who is it that he tried to sign?
Can I give you the story?
Memphis Depay.
Here it is.
I love that story. It's a great
Memphis
story.
Depay is killing it in PSV, yeah, PSV, and he's living life. He's thinking about my next move. You know what I'm saying? He's got the likes of Manchester United, Liverpool touting him. Brendan Rodgers, in his way to lure him into Liverpool, brings him to his house, yeah, and then brings him down to the basement where there's a massive picture of himself. There's a portrait of Brendan Rodgers downstairs in his house, massive, life size.
Fair enough.
Then he asks him, you know, like, what, you like to get involved in the weights? And he's like, yeah, I like the weights. He goes, can you bench more than me? He asks him if he can bench more than me. And he says, I think, you know, apparently, Brendan Rodgers is stacking weights. I mean, there's like 4 plates either side, okay, on this bench. Yeah, this brother is pushing. Listen, this guy's on creatine and steroids, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's on testosterone, the whole lot. He's laying on that bench, bro. He's pushed it. He's giving it 1 rep. Pow. Yeah.
And he said,
go on, Robin. I'll let you.
You said you have to bench more than me if you think you can play for Liverpool.
God. Did you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? Did you hear that, ladies and gentlemen?
Did you see that?
Oscar. No cap. No cap.
I always thought the story was that he brings him to the gym and then he like does a set in front of him.
Oh, he did the set. He did the set.
Which to me is funny enough. Yeah?
Oh yeah, of course.
He said he had to bench more than him to play for Liverpool.
But he said you must bench more than me.
He said if you can't bench more than me, you are not worthy to play for Liverpool Football Club. This is who we're up against. As I told you, he's David Brent. If you guys get that reference from The Office, this is who he is. He's Michael Scott.
He is former Chelsea. It wouldn't be the first time. He knows his way around.
The guy did a set, blood.
No, thank you.
You know what? How likely is that to the end of the season, Brendan to Chelsea? Like, let's say like they don't get Nagelsmann however they want.
Yeah, especially because of
I
previous
was looking at the news today because I was thinking Nagelsmann was like a done deal, but apparently he's a bit reserved at the moment.
He's the favourite, but it's not done. It's not done by any stretch. You know, we've got.
Please, Rodgers to Tottenham, please, I beg you.
Apparently, Graham Potter has already said he's not going to take the Leicester job. If it's offered, he wants to take a break from football.
That's a howler. He should go for it. That's a stinker. Maybe.
No, I think his head is. I think his head's hurt.
Yeah, I think he needs to go away and regroup.
Bro,
yeah.
Okay.
Because look at the Premier League.
That Leicester job is quite tantalizing.
But Pete, we've had the most sackings of any Premier League season ever. There's only 8 teams this season that haven't sacked their manager, and some teams already sacked 2. So
yeah, we've had 13 sackings.
A new job is never hard to come by. You know, there'll be one at the end of the season. There'll be one in September. There'll be one in November. There's always a new job.
Sure. I genuinely think though, who do you think should take the Leicester City job? If you were to just throw a dart out there,
Poch.
No.
Poch?
Yeah.
No, I think it's better than Leicester.
Why is
he now? Is it why? Yeah, why is he better than Leicester?
I'm strictly talking this season.
Question:
I think he's better than that.
Is he good enough for Chelsea? Is Poch good enough for Chelsea?
No, definitely
good enough for Spurs.
Definitely not good enough.
Yeah,
it's
good for Spurs.
No, I asked about Chelsea.
It's a ridiculous
no for Chelsea.
If it's not good enough for Chelsea, then go Leicester.
No, but this is
not Spurs.
No, but this is the thing. This is my Leicester point, though. I feel like Leicester should have struck where the iron was hot. There was a season where Poch to Leicester, I think, would have made sense. They were both. That was a team that looks like it was on the up. It looks like they were going forward. Poch could be that guy to take them to the next level. Because now you look at it like this: Tielemans is going, Madison's probably going to go. So all of that cute list of players that Peter mentioned, like Ricardo Pereira, I think he's done his ACL. He's never been the same again. So now you're looking at it, it's not that Leicester anymore.
No, that's true. That is true. And the thing is, like, by the way, their facilities as well, their training ground. I saw their training ground the other day. Not actually physically gone there, but it's lit, blood. Like them man pumped in some money.
That's the Maguire money. That was 100%.
Is that the Maguire money? Not even the Premier League money.
Yeah.
That's the Maguire money.
It was the Maguire money. Literally, they built that new thing after they sold Harry Maguire.
It's cracking facilities. I think Poch would like it because he's got, and I think Leicester do have a bit of young talent in their academy as well. It could suit Poch. To be fair, he would have to do a new Southampton. If you can get that gangster Southampton Poch, listen, you could be cooking something. Anyway, Oscar, let's move it on.
Where we going next, Pete?
Well, Robin mentioned it briefly there, but Conte obviously we know got sacked, and then they've got my man Stellini. They sacked Conte, and then they've kept his backroom staff in there until the end of the season. Ryan Mason
and Ryan Mason is back.
What is going on? What is going on over there? I mean, you know what, Robin? Though,
speaking of Tottenham, is anything going on in the game? Because I'm not watching it.
Dross. It's dross. Oscar can vouch. This game is bad. And the thing is...
Look, guys, when we do the podcast, you know me, I'm the two-screen guy. Everyone's always like, why are you looking up? Because I'm watching the game. I haven't watched this game once. This game's been trash. It's 0-0. They haven't threatened to score, either team.
I'm watching players that don't know how to play football. That's real.
It's a Dyche Everton versus a Stinelli Tottenham. This is a disgraceful game.
It's awful.
How am I watching that?
Meaty player, meaty manager. He's Mead.
He's an assistant manager.
He's Beth Mead, man, for sure. Beth Mead. But yeah, no, listen. So, Robin, you know what I've come to realize, bro? I don't care about Tottenham. Like, do you know there's a team that everyone has where they're just like, bruv, bun you, man. Like, you're done. You're done out here. You're finished. That's how I feel about Spurs right now. They are done out here. They're no longer going to be in that top 6 conversation. Newcastle's taking their place. Speaking of Newcastle, they were 2-0 winners against the Red Devils, Manchester United, at a raucous St. James's Park. I mean, the atmosphere was absolutely bouncing. Yeah, they were playing all kinds of music. Some of the music they were playing as well was questionable, but nonetheless, they had a great time. Newcastle with the 2 goals. We had Joe Willock, Arsenal's Joe Willock, and who scored the final?
That's why you don't rate him, though. That's why you don't rate him.
I don't mind him. Listen, Halen, bruv, I don't mind him. Anyone from Halen, bruv. Listen, let me tell you, anyone from Halen, bruv. You know what I'm saying?
Anyone.
Listen, all of them. That includes Harry Kane. So that includes Harry Kane. I'm still waiting to find out which coach it was. Like, let that man go. I'm waiting. Listen, I've been to Halen about 8 times. Finding the person responsible for Harry Kane going elsewhere. Finding the person responsible. But anyway, Robinho, man. Yeah. Newcastle got up to 3rd place. Manchester United in 4th. What are your thoughts, man?
Yeah, we're tied on points. They've got the better goal difference. I watched that game, and Newcastle 100% deserves the win. It was, and you know what's more annoyed? I'm more annoyed just because it wasn't even like Newcastle were great or all that stuff. It did their usual thing, just time wasting and all that stuff. But what made the key difference is that it felt like they cared more, and because that they cared more, that they were playing a much better football than we were. That being said, our football was non-existent, especially in the midfield. I don't know what happened there.
Robinho, you're being too nice. You're being too nice.
Is not non-existent. We didn't care. We kept giving the ball away. I looked at the goalkeeper, David De Gea, and every time he kicked the ball, it was a Newcastle's player. And I agree when I said it should have been 4-0. Yes, it should. It really should have. Because we were just lackluster. No one cared. The players were just feeling like they just come back from holiday. And I was like, guys, can you just care? Like, if you're trash, you're trash. Fair enough. But I was just more annoyed, like, come on, guys. This is the last stretch. It is the run-in. Every game counts. and you're just like playing lethargic, playing bad. It was more than like the usual bad. I was just like, come on, guys, just care a little bit.
You're being too nice, Robin.
Yeah,
I'm not having this.
I think he's being a bit harsh on Newcastle United.
No,
Yeah.
I think Newcastle.
Oh, God.
You said Newcastle weren't great.
Listen,
No, I said
Newcastle put the gang in press on Manchester United. I'm so sorry. I watched that game all 90 minutes.
Look back on the game. Look back on the game. Look back on the game properly. Like every time we were given the ball, it looks like the slowness was there. Like we couldn't think and all that stuff. And I'm not downgrading on Newcastle. I literally said they should have won 4-0. So I'm not trying to take away from that. Yes, I've got questions for Ten Hag too, because his subs.
This is my moment right here.
His subs were very, very, very questionable, and I looked at him like, bro, like, what are you doing? Why are we playing McTominay like this? Why is Wout Weghorst still playing? Like, what does he have?
No, pause. Robin, ask that question again.
Why is he still playing? When Martial came on, even that 20-minute cameo was 20 times better than what we got from him.
Yeah.
Anthony,
Martial was dunking blood in the box.
Yeah.
Anthony
was having a good game and he took him off. I don't know why. And yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I'm saying Newcastle 100% deserve to win. Well done to them. Better team, better performance, all that stuff. But I'm also looking at ourselves. I'm like, guys, so I'm looking at the manager as well, because he had a poor game. And I'm looking at the players like didn't care. So there's more than just like Newcastle dunked on us. They did. And I'm saying that. But there's more to it. And that's why I was just more annoyed. It's just pathetic. It was a pathetic
but
yeah.
Robinho, bro, your players are dead, fam, yeah? Let's have it right. Let's have it right. Scott McTominay is dead.
We've been
Sabitza's dead. So Wout Weghorst is dead. Friggin' your back four. I mean, he took off 2 centre halves. Martinez wanted to put a bullet through him when he came off because he was fuming. He was thinking, "What are you doing to? Why am I coming off this pitch? Okay, I'm probably the only person that's giving you some integrity in this game." Newcastle, under no circumstances, I don't care how good they are this season, they cannot be giving man the rag. They were pulling Man United apart, bro. Every Longstaff, Willock, them man are having the ball, bro. In fact, they were. Listen, the first half, bro, yeah, Newcastle were like missing glorious chances where you thought Man United are going to come back and win this game because Newcastle were just flopping the base. The second half starts as if there was no team talk at halftime because Newcastle were on it again. Newcastle were all. You know what's so funny? It felt like Newcastle was already 2-0 up from the first leg. It was like a two-legged event, and they're in the second leg 2-0 up already because the way they came out like this game is done. We are beating Man United when it's 0-0. Them man beat you up, bruv. Them man beat you up, especially in the midfield. Like, you have to remember this, guys. Newcastle have a midfield. Yeah, big up Bruno Guimaraes because he's a fantastic player. But Sean Longstaff, Bruno, and friggin' Joe Willock, yeah, rinsing Man United, you know. And the question you have to ask yourself, all I kept asking, I think I was talking with my brother Michael, and I was like, how is Man United here with this dross? Like, how?
Mandem, I'm on a conference call, yeah, so I can't say too much. What the hell was that?
Literally, what the heck was that?
Brother,
tell them.
Listen, I've got questions for Eric, you know?
Bring him to the center. Bring him to court.
I've got questions for Eric. He's not in court yet, but I've got questions.
Wait, is that a police statement?
Nah,
is it just a police statement? This is a statement. Okay.
Why, is he under caution?
Nah, I got questions, man. You see Liverpool, I still wake up at night, cold sweat, Gaviscon settings. You get me? Blood.
Man said
this brother at Anfield, yeah, he put Bruno Fernandes on the left wing. He played Wout Weghorst number 10, and he played Rashford up top. Newcastle away. Anthony's having a good game now, and I'm like, why is it that he's creating chances and the man are just not active? First of all, it's wow.
This is my point. I said.
Now
I
wait,
said,
Robin.
what's
Wait. Because you're not asking the real questions, Robin. Yeah,
I'm not asking the real one.
Why the hell is Bruno Fernandes playing DM? Why? Why was Scott McTominay playing central attacking midfielder? What's going on here?
He's a madman.
What's going on here? Listen, for me, Ten Hag has had to deal with a lot. He's overcome a lot. But, bro, it's what I tell man all the time. Can these competitions, bro? Our squad is not big enough to deal with these competitions. And now you've got poor defensive structure. You've got people playing out of position. And then you've got the man them who've gone back to what they were saying, what they were doing when Ragnick was here. Luke Shaw has twerked all season and people are falling for the Kool-Aid again. Now he's on a 4-year contract. What's going on here? What's happening here? What's happening here? It happens all the time, bro. Like, nah, man. Ten Hag has got a couple questions to answer simply because, bruv, like, you can't just like experiment because you feel like it. Bruv, the guy took off 2 centre-backs in the last 12 minutes of the game and brought on 1. And how did we concede? A cross. Come on, my bro. Nah, man. No.
In the 6-yard box. Maximum, you telling me St. Maximum and Joe Willock are playing head tennis in the 6-yard box?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Brother,
what?
Brother. Man United got absolutely moved to. In many ways, this was our worst performance of the season. In many ways. Liverpool, there's 3 goals that are Luke Shaw's fault alone. There's 3 goals that are Luke Shaw's his fault alone. But even that, in the first half, you can say, you know what? United were good for like 20 minutes. We were not good at all against Newcastle.
You were awful. You were garbage. You were frigging garbage at this. I said Robin was being too soft. I said Robin was being too soft because your team was a shower of absolute garbage. You were frigging awful. Getting packed in, getting weighed in by Newcastle United, getting weighed in like you didn't beat them in the cup final at Wembley.
I think we're gonna win any of these 3 games, yeah. But you can't play like that, man. And you guys know me. I don't.
What 3 games are you referring to? Sorry.
Newcastle, Everton, and Brentford. I didn't think we were gonna win any of those games.
You got Brentford at home, bro.
Bro,
you got Everton at home.
Oh, you're at home. Did you watch the Leicester performance?
I mean, listen. I hear you.
Leicester should have been 3-0 up in the first 20 minutes.
Agreed.
I don't judge defenses.
The thing is though, your away record is atrocious. So I'm banking on your home record because you're in the top 4. So
have you watched us play at home?
I'm just saying.
Peter doesn't watch Man United.
What I'm saying is, I'm not saying Man United will play beautiful football. They'll be brilliant. I'm just saying I think they'll win those home games.
Brother, you can't play. This is where me and Oscar disagree. You have to can a competition when your team's not good enough. You have to. Bruv, we played. I think by the end of the season, we'll be in the 60-70 mark. If we get to the Europa League final, if we get to the FA Cup final, bruv, we're in 60+ a territory. What squad have we got to play that? What squad do we have?
Are you playing in the cup?
We're playing Brighton, who are going to smoke us. They're going to smoke us.
Could be sticky. It'll be entertaining to watch.
Pause. I need it to be sticky. Bro, I'm being so... It's the fact that on the screen, both of you turned at the same time. Bro, listen. You see me, I'm realistic with the level of football that I know my team's not on yet. I know what we're not on. I know what we're on. I know what we're not on. You see what I'm saying? So
I know what we're on. I know what we're not on. You know both. That's incredible. When you know both,
you have to know. This is why I told you, man, about Graham Potter and accepting the job. Self-awareness is key. You need to know what you're on. You need to know what you're not on.
That is Ernest's mantra.
Like,
that's his
Ernest, bro. What Ratcliffe and them man come to you and say, "Listen, we want you to be the boss. Yeah, we want you to run Man United." What you're saying? You're saying, brother, I know. Brother, on the Kevin Samuels thing, you know what you are.
I know I am.
You're Peter Bell.
And he said, rate yourself out of 10. You can't say 7.
Man, stumped.
Listen. People don't want to say it because Ten Hag's having a better season than not. People don't want to say it.
Sure.
People don't want to criticize.
People don't want to criticize him. Yeah.
I don't give a monkey's who you are. I don't give a monkey's who you are. Yeah. When Alex Ferguson played certain man in midfield and certain man didn't play midfield in the 2009 Champions League final, I said, that's on you, Gaffer. That's on you. That is on you, bro. When you do well, I'll praise you. When you flop, it's on you. Anthony, for example, had a good game against Newcastle. Yeah. Dan Burn could not deal with him. You see what I'm saying? But you took him off.
Yeah.
You took him off.
Why did you take him off?
You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, listen, there's some things I'm looking at and I'm like, listen, if I judge Ten Hag's season as a whole, he's won a trophy, he's competing on all fronts.
Wait, no, guys, I've just seen what Everton have done.
Sorry, Ernest. There's just been a moment in the Everton game.
Well, howler.
Disgraceful. So, Tottenham are trying to play out from the back. I think it's Eric Dyer gets caught in possession. Everton have now a 3-on-2 situation. This Ghana Gay is running at the goal. He's got Doucouré one side. He's got Damari Gray the other side. He decides to shoot and he blazes it over the bar like it's a howler. It's a howler.
Oh, do you know what?
That's the worst person on the pitch to be in that situation.
I didn't even get to that. Do you know what I'm at? Okay, I've just seen the howler. What he does moments before is he's on the left-hand side of the pitch, final third, yeah, in Tottenham's half, and he just passes it out for a goal kick. You know, people are trying to give a through ball and they think they're clever. Nobody was meeting that ball, and it's rolled out for a goal kick. That Idrissa Gueye one, oh my god!
From that goal kick, Everton had the best chance of the game and threw it away.
Damari Gray wants to kill him. He wants to kill him.
Do you know? Have you not seen that meme? I don't know who it is. Maybe Ernest, or Peter. But it's a basketball guy. It's like a basketball coach, and he's looking at a player, and the player must have took some crazy shot. He's like, did you practice that shot? Did you practice that shot?
Patrick Ewing, yeah.
Did you take that shot?
Yeah.
So why are you doing that shot then?
That's literally what it was. It's like, brother, why are you shooting from there? Like, do you practice that?
What did Thierry Henry say to him when he was at Montreal Impact? When he was at Montreal, you need a first touch. You need the first touch.
This one was there.
I said, can you pass first touch? Because this guy kept taking 2 free touches, bro. Yo, Henry is a madman.
Ernest was on a roll. We cut you off.
Rolling.
No, listen. Like I think that for me it's just one of those situations where Ten Hag has been better than not. If I judge the season out of 10, he's not below 6, 7. He's won a trophy. He's competed all fronts. He's done his thing. However, there's things I look at and I'm like, if I see this again term and it costs us in a bigger way, there's a big problem. Do you see what I'm saying? And I think what happened this season, the reason why people were getting overrated Man United is because people were judging us from what we did in all comps. So Rashford's run of form where he was scoring bare goals was in all competitions. But I've always said to you lot, I know the real Rashford, and he's not done anything different outside of his best season, which was COVID year. So I need more. Do you know why? The elite players do more. Just you know what I'm saying? If man are putting you in that bracket, I'm the first to say no. Go on.
I will also say that his issues, like his problem is that yes, his team is crap, but he's relied on his first 11 too much this season, especially in the less important games, especially like in the 3rd round and 4th round of the league. I'm seeing a full strong starting 11, and it's come back to bite us a lot. Like you can't be playing like 40.
Scott McTominay at number 10.
I know, and it's come to bite us.
Wait,
Random and injured.
Wait, quick question. Like, because obviously you mentioned McTominay in the 10. Has your forms, like your bit of patchy form, has that coincided with Eriksen being out of the side? Because I feel like now Eriksen's out of the side, like your technical level is just horrific.
Adrian is poor to begin with.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like, listen,
For starting.
if you look at the technical ability of United's squad, it's scary, bro.
Honestly,
It's Nightmare on Elm
so
Street.
bad.
Literally,
It's so
11
freaking
are
bad.
11 are decent. 11 are decent. Imagine that.
SW6 said, "Why do United not play Sancho 10? Because he's another one I've given up on. I gave up on him in the summer. Sancho is not that guy, man. He's not, man.
He's not.
Let's call a spade a spade. If
Not
you're
at Man
on
United,
346, basically, if you're on 346, go on.
Wait, no, wait, Oscar, no, don't stop him. What was you finish that sentence?
I said, if he's on 346k a week, I need to get more value for money.
He's not. He's not on that. He's not on that. He's not on that.
Yeah,
He's not on that.
It's for your own safety, and your own benefit that you don't learn the wages of certain players in this league.
He's not on that.
David De Gea is on 375.
He's not on that either. He's not on that.
David De Gea's contract negotiations have kicked off. What are you talking about?
This is why United are broke. This is why they're broke. This is why they go and sign Weghorst on loan. This is where we are with Manchester United.
Kids at a candy store.
This is a frigging farce. I can't believe the numbers I've just heard you say for two of your players.
Reaction to winning the League Cup, yeah. When I saw his reaction to winning the League Cup, yeah, I said, "Raw, like this guy is just happy to be here." And as a United fan, I don't want a man that's happy to be here.
Ernest, I actually don't believe you. Like, I'm not gonna believe you on this one.
Cool.
I'm not.
That's fine.
Endo, how much is Luke Shaw getting now after the 4 year? I don't even want to know how much Luke Shaw's on.
Nah, man.
I don't even want to know how much he's on.
Nah, man. Nobody takes Man United's title for the dumbest football club I've ever heard.
No one.
There's no one can do it. Because guys, why am I finding out now? Jadon Sancho and David De Gea combined are over £500,000 a week.
Yes. A lot over.
Well, it's well over 700k a week.
Oh
yeah,
God. Go on. Who else is a top earner there? Who else is there?
In terms of weight, I'm not sure who the next one is.
In the 300k, because there's no way those two are the highest. There's no way.
David De Gea is the highest at the moment. David De Gea is the highest.
Oh, United, man. United should
for me, listen. For me, get me players. First of all, before you start touting around numbers, yeah, and asking the man them what they want, and the agents get in your face and they're able to bluff their way into getting a new deal for that kind of money. Get me a midfielder who wants the ball. How about that? Get me a midfielder who wants the ball. Because I was watching, shout out to Dre and Culture Cams. I was watching their podcast today and it was fantastic. Cams makes a fantastic point and he says,
sorry, say that again. Who's this podcast? Who are they?
Stoppage Time. So it's
Stoppage Time. Yeah, Stoppage Time's good.
Yeah,
very good.
Big up, man.
So Cams makes a good point, and generally, I think 100% of the time I agree with Cams. He said that when you look at the technical ability of Manchester United squad, Lisandro Martinez is the only player in the starting 11 he can say, tech for tech, could walk into Man City's team. Because he has ball retention, he has awareness, he knows what to do defensively in space. Do you see what I'm saying? A lot of mistakes you'll see him make is because he has to cover Luke Shaw. I guarantee you, 100%, if not 95% of the mistakes he makes is because he has to cover for Luke Shaw. Like, if I look at, so he went from like goalkeeper. Edison for a period of time was getting an assist a season.
What about Anthony?
Nah, I think ball retention. I think he's okay. I don't think he's as good as Grealish, for example.
I get a point, though. I was picking up straws. I got a point.
No, you know what? I said this to Michael at home yesterday. That I'll give you one thing about Anthony that I think, he's at the cusp of that career where this can go left or it can go right. But remember when Ronaldo was at Man United in 2003? There's a lot of similarities between those two, and one of them went and worked on his craft and became the best player in the world. But very easily we can have players that we never see again. And I feel like Anthony, because I can't lie, there were
I'm with
moments
you.
in that
It can go
Newcastle
left
game.
or right. Facts. Yeah.
There's moments in that game when I thought I'm seeing 2003 Cristiano Ronaldo with the friggin' highlights, dancing around, all the tape around his friggin' ankles, falling at every challenge. So it made me think, I see a little bit of Cristiano, a very young 17, 18-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo. That's what I will say on that.
The difference with Anthony is that his decision making is God, man. It can be terrible, and don't get me wrong, like I know what you mean in general. I'm not gonna nitpick and say no. I know what you mean. It's just my problem is like Ten Hag's talent ID. I'm looking at and thinking we have more quality in the squad to go through some of these games than he's given a chance to. But if I look at the technical, this is why I blame the squad. The purchase, the recruitment at Man United, we talk about this every year. It's terrible. You see what I'm saying? When I look at squads, we are probably like top 7 in the league. But it's just there's more money on the pitch than talent, and that's a huge problem. That's a huge problem. Like, we don't have the technical ability to go toe-to-toe with certain man. You see what I'm saying? And I'm like, people are talking about Kane, people are talking about Osimhen, people are talking about Ramos and all these other strikers. The day I'm happy, 2 things will make me happy next season. The players that are leaving, United will make me happy. And then, if I can watch 90 minutes at Old Trafford of pure, sheer midfield dominance, I'll be happy. I need one game in a season where we dominate possession, where I don't see De Gea more than 3 times. I see the other goalkeeper.
Out of curiosity.
Hold on. I think Oscar saw something mad.
Can I just interrupt here? Because there's been a situation going on at Goodison Park, yeah? And to quote Peter, what's your man's name? Lee Judges.
Yeah.
He's done it again, that Harry Kane. He's done it again. So basically, the game's getting a bit of flavour now, a bit of intensity. Harry Kane and I think it's Damari Gray tussle for a ball, and it goes out of play. Doucouré runs up to Harry Kane and gives him like words, and then he raises an arm, and it brushes Harry Kane on the nose. Harry Kane is selling it like it's WrestleMania. He's on the floor.
He's banged him, Oscar. I'm sorry.
No. So I just seen the replay. No, I've just seen a replay. He actually banged him.
He gave him. It was Omos. It was a freaking Omos from Brock Lesnar.
A real bang.
It's like they're touching. So it's like both hands are flying, but he actually does catch him in the face.
Really?
Yeah.
He bangs him in the face.
Harry Kane's made a meal of it. Harry Kane's made a meal out of it.
He's selling it like Hulk Hogan. Yeah. However, Doucouré needs to know he's not on the roads at Goodison. He's on the pitch.
But they're both grabbing each other. Like Kane should at least get a yellow. It's a bit mad. But it looks like this game is going to go Tottenham's way. If Everton have a red card, I can't see them holding on. Sean Dyche is protesting like a madman. He is screaming. Oh, Harry Kane's
loves it.
Lola said with his dry saliva mouth. Can't lie, it's dry. You see the white around like it's a Dave Chappelle skit.
Oh.
It must be traffic outside up there, man.
It must be, yeah.
Crazy.
But yeah,
Doucouré is.
Adrian, you were gonna ask me something.
Just out of curiosity, like, let's say, like, by some miracle, you're director of football at Manchester United. What 2 or 3 midfielders like would you bring in, or would you like to see brought in to aid you with regards to ball retention and just controlling football games generally week to week?
If I had my way,
the first player I'd sign is one of Maxence Caqueret or Frankie De Jong.
Mm-hmm.
One of those 2 need to come.
I will also sign an attacking, and I would, if Leicester go down, I'll take James Maddison. Easily would take him.
Robin, you're going way too far. Getting Bruno Fernandes out of this club is going to be like Ocean's 11. It's going to be.
But we need another one. We do. That's the honest truth.
Listen, you saw the PR campaign they did for him yesterday because he called the players over to wave at the fans.
I saw him.
You saw that, yeah.
I saw it.
I'm seeing the Everton dugout. There's some proper scouse there, effing and blinding at Harry Kane
Yeah.
in Everton kit, you know.
So
Kane got the booking as well, so he misses the next game. 5 yellow cards.
What's it called? Yeah, that's the
The
first.
midfield needs work. That's just the honest answer.
No,
We
the
need
midfield.
midfielders.
The midfield. Have you man watched RoboCop?
Yeah.
Bro, Ernest, it was a friggin' farce yesterday.
No,
It was
RoboCop.
awful.
The brother got shot, I think, from his legs down, or something like that.
Mhm.
They attached a mechanical robot to the guy's upper body so that he could walk again. That's the type of surgery Man United need. Like the flesh from the legs down is gone. We need to build a biomechanical android. That's what we're on, because it's simply not working. Like this idea of just like old school Ferguson players, passion, heart. Nah, I need
football.
technical ability. Do you see what I'm saying? Because I looked at this Man City performance on Saturday, and I said, Jehovah God, one day you'll hear my cry. Fam,
Yo,
did you not see what they were doing?
the false hope I had, boy.
I mean, shall we move on to City? Because I have nothing else to say on United.
Your midfield needs work because your DM can't stay on the pitch. Lola, you see, we need to give Lola a flipping pay rise. We don't even pay each other, but we need to give Lola a pay rise. No. Because you see Casemiro, again, no one wants to say it because Casemiro's won 5 Champions Leagues in another club. I don't give a monkeys about this brother. Bro, why are you getting 2 red cards in a season? Did Vidic ever do that?
2 red cards in a
Bro.
season. But Ernest, how much of that do you complain on the rest of his colleagues? Are there moments where you look at it, you think, come on, guys, give me a hand, guys. You know what I'm saying? You get him one.
The first red card was pointless. Why are you grabbing his neck?
Yeah, true that.
Why are you grabbing his neck? What's going on here?
Nope, true that.
Like, are you in EastEnders? What's going on? Like, it's silly.
I had a reflection on all of that, like his 2 red cards. So
you had a reflection?
Apparently, I had a reflection. Yeah, I did. Because I'm more annoyed that he's not on the pitch. Because as much as he's wild, I need him. So apparently, he's always been like this in La Liga. But La Liga...
Have you not watched him for Madrid?
Oh, I've watched him from time to time, but I don't watch La Liga like that.
He 100% consulted Babalowo because the level... No, Casemiro should have been sent off bare time.
But apparently, I'm saying that he's been like this, but obviously, La Liga don't give red cards out like that.
Murder. He gets away with it. Do you know what I'm saying? It took them La Liga referees years to give Pepe a red card. It took them years.
Yeah, it took him.
But they gave Ramos on the regular. That's the thing. Ramos got them on the regs.
Yeah, but Ramos was a man to suck his mum and that. Like, he would literally blatantly go up to them. And
of the 2, Ramos was more of a gangster. Because he'll do it and feel no way.
Like, he'll punch you in the face, like, on camera. You know the boss. You could do nothing about that.
Yeah. So, yeah, Casemiro for me, like, I would also say we need to answer Adrian's question, we need a replacement for Casemiro ASAP. I like the look of Alan Varela. He plays for
I
like the look of him. He's young, or even Paulinho from Fulham. I'm a big fan of Paulinho from Fulham. So those 2 types of midfielders, but specifically like Maxence Kakare, if we can't get Frankie de Jong and he's moving mad, I've been a fan of him for a long time. He's a good midfielder. And then the other one I'm looking at is Thuram's son, Kefrem Thuram, good midfielder. Do you see what I'm saying? Like there's a couple guys in there that we don't need to break the bank for a lot of these guys. But United are gonna go for names.
But and that's the other thing though. We still have uncertainty on the owner. Yes, we are waiting this week to see Wagwan, but it's until we get confirmation, we can't plan anything. That's the annoying thing.
Yeah.
Sorry settings, bro, because my man ain't got no dough, man. What's my man's name? The one that owns Nice. Bro, he ain't got no dough, fam.
Oh, he needs to cut. Oh,
He's
by the
got
way,
no dough.
our debt is now nearly 1 billion. We're literally 19 million away from hitting 1 billion.
At what point did
That's how much the Glazers. That's how much the Glazers have cost us.
At some point, Wall Street has to turn in and say, "Listen, we have to fold this company, man. What the flip is going on here? Come on, $1 billion in debt. Like, where'd you begin? Where'd you begin paying that off?"
Update from Goodison Park. It's a penalty to Tottenham Hotspur.
Oh, for goodness sake!
But Pete, you knew this was gonna happen.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing they can really complain about.
But you know what is it?
Romero's been brought down in the box, and it's going to be
Everton are so thick. They're just thick, man. They're just a thick football club, and we lost to them.
What do you mean they're thick? As in, what do you want them to do?
Decore, yeah, you get a Decore. They signed Dele Alli. You know what I'm saying? They hired Frank Lampard. I mean, the story goes on. And on
no, you're right. You got a point.
Come on. And let me see this penalty. I want to see how this penalty is conceded anyway. Because I bet it's a howler, isn't it? You're not going to tell me he was unlucky.
It was
Who concedes the penalty?
It was a stupid decision. Lola says Keane is horrible, and it was
horrible. Let's have a look at this.
The player was going away from goal. Like, there was no need to.
See, that's what I'm saying. Them men are thick, blood.
Adrian said Decore is thicker than 2 short blanks.
Actually, do you know what? I think Keane's unlucky there. You know, in all honesty, I think Keane's unlucky.
Players going away from goal. He ran into the back of him. Pointless. Peter, where are we going next?
Let's go to
the other side of Manchester.
Let's go to Manchester City.
Oh, but Adrian's not here for that. Adrian's not here for the.
He doesn't need to be, you know. There's not much to say about Liverpool other than they got the pump action. They got that pump action, bro. They got mangled and dangled.
Hey, man, when are we bringing Klopp to court, man?
We're not. No, Ernest. I asked this 2 months ago. Not even where we were in April. I asked this back in January. Peter said I'm not allowed. So no one is allowed to bring him to court because this is unfair. This is absolutely unfair.
No, because
no.
because what is this? What
this is criminal.
What is this
stuff.
that a man can't be critiqued because of the past?
No, Ernest, they're tired.
Nah, man.
They're tired.
No, I'm not hearing it.
They played 100 games last year. They're tired.
I'm not hearing it.
They're tired.
Did you see what Van Dijk was doing on Saturday?
Yeah,
brother.
I'm drafting the warrant.
Did you see Allison for that?
I am drafting the warrant. Because what is this?
Listen,
no, because guys, any other manager, and we're onto him. What's going on? So what? Come on, VVD wasn't bad. That's Adrian, you know, fair enough, man. you can't win. Wasn't that bad?
He says Trent, Van Dijk, Hendo, dreadful.
What? No. Endo, don't do this because I dissect my team as well. You man can't come for me. You can't listen. What's that Yardy man on Twitter? The little meme. You can't trick me. You cannot trick me. You can't listen. You can't come for me because I critique everyone. So let's not do this. Mm-hmm. Listen, welcome for Klopp because I've got questions, man. I've got questions this season. So you went for
Kane's penalty, by the way.
For a central midfielder.
So I was just saying that Kane's penalty was world class.
You know,
he's world class. He knows that's freaking world class, man. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Carry on.
So Adrian said Grealish had the time of his life. So are we talking about Trent or not?
It's the Patrick Swayze.
Are we ever talking about Trent?
No, Ernest. Today we are. Because what was that?
No. Because and you know what it is, yeah. I want Mr. Arsenal to talk because if Adrian's not here,
I was told that I was not allowed to bring him to the table.
We got to leave Jurgen Klopp alone. We've got to leave Jurgen Klopp alone. He won the Champions League He's won the Premier League.
So did Tuchel. But where is he?
Yeah, and I'm saying Tuchel didn't need to be fired. That's what I said. Listen, this year is a L. Yeah, loser pool. It's a L for Liverpool this season. Fat L.
Why is it L? No.
Because
Why
You have to speak on it, man. You have to speak
because they've been a disgrace. They're a pathetic football club this season.
Why have they been a disgrace?
Very clear. Because their players have shot themselves in the foot. They're not playing well enough. They're not playing good enough.
Why are they not playing well enough?
I think because the players have lost the fire. They've lost the desire. They're not men.
Why have they lost the fire? Must the fire is desire.
Man's speaking like this is I'm your Venus.
Listen, I'm your Venus. Listen, when they cross over that white line, bro, they shrink. You know what I'm saying? Madrid came to their perch and scored 5 after they were 2-0
After they
up.
scored 2.
Yeah, they then go to the Etihad.
No,
they take the lead at the Etihad, and then they get, bro. When it was half time, yeah, and it was like time for the second half. You know when West Ham start playing their bubbles, yeah. The bubbles don't even finish by the time City took the lead.
Wait, hold on, Pete. Adrian, did you cut your hair off?
Adrian's had enough.
Yeah.
The Samson thing. Samson thing.
Oh my days.
Let's cut it off.
You look so much younger.
He said it's a new me, bro. He said that's it. This
New
Liverpool
me,
is new me, cuz.
Same old Liverpool.
No, guys, no. Because listen, you see, I keep the critique. I keep the critique straight to your ability. I'm not talking about him as a man, yeah, because Liverpool fans think that I'm getting onto him. No, wait, because people need to understand this. Let me add context before I start. I don't do second teams. I don't do. This is my team in Germany. This is my team in Spain. If I had a second team, it would have been 2011 Borussia Dortmund, Sebastian Kell. Flipping Blasikowski, Sabitzer, not Sabitzer, Subotic. Those are my guys.
Well, Lucas Barrios.
Brother.
Where is he?
Listen, Shinji, the Samurai Kagawa. Those are my guys. I ain't got a problem. Yeah. I didn't earn support AC Milan that one play. I don't know what you're on about.
Milan? Oh my god.
But
it was Atleti. Yeah, it was Atleti.
Atleti.
Opa Atleti. You get me? Hala Marie. Listen, so I ain't got a problem. I ain't got a problem with Klopp as his legacy is set in stone. I'm not attacking his legacy. That's why when men are talking about, oh, he won the Champions League, I don't give a monkey. I don't give a monkey if he won the Champions League. I'm talking about today, the 3rd of April. He was twerking the other day. What's going on? This guy started talking about, teams that come to us and start playing anti-football, they counter-attack. This guy did the same thing when Anfield when City came to town. He did the same. He had 35% on the ball. What's he talking about? You see what I'm saying? And then Liverpool lawyers will come and tell me, they ain't got money, this, that, and the other. They spent 80 million on Darwin Nunez. What's going on here? Why is Klopp always protected as if he is what's going on here? Poor real. Liverpool. Shut up, man. Listen, Liverpool spent half of their money on attackers and spent no money on central midfielders. These lot came on Twitter and started talking about Arteta playing for the under-18s. Because he intercepted the ball and did a 10-yard pass, man were telling me about Arteta. Let's not do this, guys. We get on to all other managers except Jurgen Klopp. We can't keep doing this, guys. He has flopped this year. He took Liverpool to 2 flipping finals against Chelsea and beat Chelsea on penalties. Let's not sit here and move like he was moving cruddy, bro. Let's not do that. Let's not do this at all. Let's not do this. Madrid came to your home ground. Go on.
Is that the stick you're beating him with? The penalties?
Brother, did you watch Chelsea in the League Cup final?
They should have won both.
Chelsea were hooping.
They should have won.
Chelsea were hooping in the League Cup final, and they couldn't score. And we know why they couldn't score, because they got a certain man up top that cost 72 million. But I won't say too much. Because when I see him
Currently killing it
Almost like
at
he
Inter. Currently killing it at Inter.
Havertz was thinking
No,
that.
no. Pete.
That was one of his best days.
Pete, how did you
Says
see
a
this
lot about
weekend?
Havertz.
It does.
I saw him this weekend because I love my Inter, as Jose Mourinho says. But I saw who Ernest is talking about.
Listen, I had my eyes on Napoli, AC Milan.
If I speak, they'll say I'm anti-black. They'll call
So
Dr.
you
Who.
can't name him anymore.
Hey,
La Caca.
listen, brother. You see,
Oh man.
this Jurgen Klopp. I just want the Liverpool man to be honest with you for once and say that he's flopping. Let's have it right. He did well in the past, and today he's flopping. He spent 50 million on Naby Keita, you know.
Yeah, he did.
Let's not do this, guys.
30 or
People
not.
think I've forgotten. People think I've forgotten. Oxlade-Chamberlain was earning more money than Sadio, the Senegalese Imam Mane. He's earning more money than him. What's going on here? Henderson is still starting for Liverpool. James Milner is your secret weapon. Come off it, man. Let's not do this. Let's not do this, guys. Let's not do this, guys. So, listen, what I saw on Saturday, Pep Guardiola. No. In fact, you get me. Pep was celebrating so much. He celebrated with Shimikas and Arteta. I'm gonna have to jump in as well.
Bro, that was like 1-0. It wasn't even like they were winning. That was like 1-0.
Brother.
He said no Holland, no problem. Because
listen. Here's one thing I'll say about one thing I'll say about my client, Mr. Pep Guardiola. Yeah, people doubt this man, and then he goes and does things like this. What he did on the weekend. What he did on the weekend, he pillaged Liverpool. He went there and he said he nicked all of their goods. He stole all their goods.
Man said, "Leave the women and children."
Listen, Liverpool got moved to, bruv. Heads get mangled and dangled. You know what I'm saying? They got moved to, bruv.
John Stones was playing in midfield.
He then moved to John Stones into the midfield. Who does he think he is?
Yeah. What was that about?
Listen.
Who does he think he is?
Listen.
Honestly, bruv, he started celebrating with Tsimikas at 1-0 because he knew it was over. He knew the game was over. He knew I got my first. That's it. It's done. He knew it was done.
That's it.
And as soon as they come out of the second half, how many seconds was it? 50 seconds. That's when
like
Adrian got the trim.
And then KDB.
That's when Adrian got the cut. Adrian called the barber and said, "Listen, it's time." If he even did, he just cut it himself. He just cut it himself. He just went rogue and said, "That's it, boom."
Nah,
it's off.
Where's my players?
So there's a guy that comes to our workplace that said that if Liverpool lose to Arsenal at Anfield, Klopp needs to be sacked.
Whoa!
Thoughts?
Outrageous, Ernest. Outrageous.
No.
And
he's allowed an atrocious season. He's allowed one atrocious season.
I think
no. The guy I'm talking about has been supporting Liverpool when they were Liverpool.
Well, since Don Revie.
05.
Since
Yeah.
Shankly.
He saw Alan Hansen. He saw certain man live.
Since Shankly, yeah.
He saw Hansen live.
He saw Hansen and Mark Lawrence.
Man's 40 plus.
Flipping.
He saw. Oh yeah. He saw certain man live. That's what I'm gonna tell you. So he said that.
That's a job.
And because of my agenda, I didn't disagree with him.
Wow. You can't get sacked. That's madness.
Endo saying drop out if we don't get top 4.
Let me say this right now, Ernest, for all the people watching at home, for all the Liverpool Reds out there. If you sack Klopp,
all my fans out there.
Listen, if you sack Klopp, it's the end. Goodbye, Liverpool. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Goodbye. If you sack Klopp,
I'll have to agree.
Goodbye. We're going to be. Listen, we're going back to the Kenny Dalglish 2011, the Brendan Rodgers, the Roy Hodgson. That's the Liverpool we're going to get used to.
So question. What? Okay, I think I've got 2 questions. What do the owners need to do to prove your point? Yeah. And what does Klopp do that you can't find elsewhere? And these are genuine questions, no agenda. Yeah. What do the owners need to do to prove your point about what you just said? And what does Klopp do that other managers can't give you? Yeah.
Go to Eddie. You said you wanted to answer.
AD, this ain't the time for your Wi-Fi moving Higgy.
His Wi-Fi is not working with it.
Go and get
It's
Always
not
at
the
the precipice of a good point. Always at the press. He's literally right there.
If you can hear us, just restart the whole thing again.
Ernest, I don't get the question when you say, what do the owners need to do to prove your point?
No, because ultimately it's money they need to provide, no?
1,000%.
Yeah, exactly. So my point is that I think the question I'm asking is more so, what haven't they done? Because you see in my head, they've given him the tools. He signed Gakpo for 40 million.
Sure.
So in terms of so this is why I take the players out of it and I take the owners and I look at the manager, because he's gotten the tools. Has he gotten as much as Pep? No, but who does?
Yeah.
Outside of the asterisks of Graham Potter, who does?
I think with Klopp, yeah, there is bad that comes with the good, but the good far outweighs the bad. The way he spent his money, hasn't been great, I must admit. Because of the red flags that were central midfield when he joined the club to where they are now. You know, they should have been arrested and addressed a lot sooner. Absolutely, I don't think money should be going to the Gakpos of this world, for example. And the thing is, with Darwin, Nunez, and Gakpo and players like that, I do think, you know, you look at Jota now, you look at Luis Diaz. Do you believe that they're actually going to be at the level that they should be? Do you believe that they're going to still be here, you know, being as great as they were the last couple of years?
At some point they will be.
Sometimes I feel like with players of that ilk, all the ducks have to align in order for them to perform superb. Liverpool at one point under Klopp were signing players and they were just fitting in. It didn't matter what was going on. They were just going into the side and it was like, my God, Klopp's gone and got another one. When really and truly, the momentum is there was like a momentum shift where anybody that joined turned hot. But there was a reason why that one played for Wolves and why that one played for Salzburg and why that one played for Arsenal in 2018 and why all of a sudden some of the players were I think we're kind of seeing some of the true colors of certain players, and that has got a problem and a part. Like a Jota, for example, the reason why Minamino didn't stay at the club, the reason I think, yes, the Hendersons of this world, it's old news, and Klopp has to be held accountable for not addressing those problems. Did he want to address those problems? Yes, but what he did with Van Dijk, he thought he could become the magician again and say, I'm going to wait, hold on for Van Dijk, and I'll bring him in and he'll be world class. And whoever he lost out in the midfield, whatever midfielders he was losing out on.
But Tchouaméni had gone to Madrid by the time the questions were asked. So they asked him on Sky Sports, "Bruh, you didn't get Tchouaméni." And before the season kicked off, he said, "No, our midfield is fine.
I don't need a midfielder."
That's an L. That's an L. And the thing is, I don't even believe he meant that. I don't even believe he meant that, because he can't have looked at his side and thought, we're going to go again with it.
He lies too much, man.
He definitely does. He definitely does.
He lies way too much.
Because he's a socialist and he's a politician, guess what? He lies a lot. And that's what you're going to get from these guys. So at the end of the day, it's like he's got to be held responsible for this season, I think, for sure. They are currently lying in wherever they're lying in, right? They can still make the top four, ironically. But the day they sack, but the truth of the matter is, the line in the sand is this: they sack Klopp, Liverpool are gone. I don't care what manager you bring in. They're gone, because no manager, there's not many managers in the world that are like him necessarily. And there are certain managers that you have to remember, like, this is almost, and it's not the same, but it's almost like a Poch Tottenham situation whereby Liverpool overachieved tremendously under Klopp. Tremendously. Liverpool that I know is not the Liverpool of the 80s. It's not the Liverpool of these, the Champions League winning team and the friggin' Premier League winning team. That man there is I know Liverpool to be friggin' Jay Spearing. I know it to be Voronin. I know it to be Daniel Agger. I know it to be Skirtle, Mignolet, Lallana. You know what I'm saying? Milan Baros. Those are the Liverpool players I know. Where guess what? They won naffle at that football club. So if they want to go back there because Klopp's being a bonehead, because he is being a bonehead this season, fine. You make your bed. You know the way there.
Adrian's last point, I think, is my underlying point.
What's his last point there?
You just put it in the chat.
Klopp needs to show us that he has the balls. I don't give a damn what you've done yesterday. He needs to be ruthless.
So this season for certain has been sackable.
It has.
Even Adrian's.
I'm not saying it should be. It's sackable. I disagree with that wholeheartedly. Not sackable. Not sackable.
Why not?
You might as well go down with the shit because Adrian's gone down.
Technical difficulty.
Yeah. Yes, it's it.
But Adrian said this season for certain has been sackable. Any other manager, and I'll be calling for his head.
That's all I'm asking for, guys. Keep the same energy.
But I don't think you can erase the past of what a manager's done.
No one is erasing the past.
No, but simply because
no one is erasing the past.
No one's erasing the past. You have to question what he's done now.
It's not, but in terms of sacking him, I think that is kind of like saying the past. What happened in the past?
No. Because what I'm saying is, I'm not saying he should be sacked. I'm not saying Klopp should be sacked. I'm saying it's sackable.
Yeah.
What he's done this season, and what's happening is that people are going other side of the spectrum and not even discussing Klopp. Earlier in the season, I watched all the Lucas red cards.
Yeah, second red card.
Who's Lucas?
Lucas Moura. He's just come on. I missed it. I can't lie. I think you were talking on this. I missed it completely. It seems like a mad challenge, like a high foot. Oh, yeah. He did one of those late challenges, and his studs were showing on Michael Keane. So both teams have one red card in this game. Tottenham won it up, 88th minute. I don't think Everton have what it takes to come back.
Everton.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, overall,
go on.
I was gonna say, it just had to be questioned, and I was getting more annoyed at why aren't we questioning this? Because we've literally questioned every single other manager so far this season, and it just makes no sense to give someone a high treatment just because they've done well.
When Pep didn't win the Champions League final, or even get to get even to the Champions League final, we said this isn't good enough. We said it. It seems like with Klopp, there's always this like, type of like, man's dodging accountability, bro. Like, no one is calling for Klopp's head. I'm never gonna say Klopp should be sacked. Klopp, if Man United had a manager that did what Klopp did in the last 4 or 5 years, I'd feel the same way Adrian does. But at the same time, you have to look at man and say, bro, you have to be honest about situations, man. Like, Klopp has done a lot of fugazi things and gotten away with murder. He has. He has. Like, I'm so sorry. You're telling me because one midfield, because I got the Van Dijk thing, but the Van Dijk thing worked because you actually got the guy. You got him. If you don't get Chouameni, what's going on?
Oh my gosh, Michael Keane just scored a worldie.
Everton. You make shine so brightly. Everton. You make shine so brightly.
Guys, he licked it from like 25 yards out. It was crazy.
Oh, come on, you toffees. Everton.
Honestly, when Tottenham had one red card, the game has still been all Everton. Everton was still trying to get back in the game. They had a few free kicks, like whipping balls in the box. Nothing was really happening. No one in this Everton team can score. You just think they can't shoot, all of them. They brought on Sims and that as well. So Michael Keane has the ball, centre backs. He just cuts through one little turn and smashes it into the corner. Lloris Smith standing. Absolute banger. 1-1 in that game. Adrian says, guys, I was expecting more from Sean Dyche's Everton. Am I wrong? Huh?
You're horribly wrong. You're friggin' horribly wrong.
wrong.
Friggin' wrong. Dyche. Turn it in, man. Turn it friggin' in. Go on, Kino. It's it.
I fully remembered Michael Keane came from our academy, you know.
Fully.
What a goal.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shall we talk about City themselves? Because, like I said to Peter, it's not over just yet.
I'll turn it in, Robin, man.
It's
Friggin' hell, man. Flipping hell, it's over.
You beat them?
It's
beat
over.
them?
Nah, bro. We'll take a L to them, bro. No hype, bro. Man, we'll go up to Etihad, pull our pants down, and win the league with our pants down, bro. What, bro? If you think we're going to the Etihad, if you think, listen, mate. After what I just see, what I've seen him do to Klopp. If you don't think he's gonna rear end us, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're thinking.
Peter's using a lot of sexual graphic illustrations.
I'm just saying, man.
What is going on there?
I'm just saying, bro. Peter Sunday, remember I told you
that was a goal
game.
It was a banger.
It's a blinder. It's an absolute scorcher.
Yeah.
Yeah. But listen.
Let's be guided, PR. Let's be guided.
No, you do your thing, bro. You know what I'm saying? You do your thing. When I'll meet you at the parade, blood.
SW6 said lava splash. The fire bun. Listen, bro. I'll see you, man, at the parade, innit? You feel me? Like, it's all right, innit? Like, if you don't come late, you come late.
Why would you see me at the parade?
No, as in the Arsenal fans that are telling me to chill out, blood. I'll see you at the parade, innit?
He said he'd go check it out.
I'll see you, man, at the parade, blood. You know,
I'm not gonna lie. I haven't accepted it yet. You know.
That's the thing, Ernest. You just got to, bro. You just got to.
Nah, I'm not there yet.
We're in the denial stage now, so it's still City's to lose in the denial stage.
Do you know what happens? That when you know, like the person that. You see, like the loss in the family. The first stage is anger. Yeah, it's hurt and anger, and then it's denial, and then it's the denial, and then it's that Oscar. Don't tell me Spurs have scored. I swear.
No. Everton almost scored. Everton almost scored.
Everton.
Defensive block there. Adrian says, "What parade at this rate? Is it London or Brighton?"
Brighton FA Cup. We will never know.
Whoa.
As in the way Peter was talking, I think he's thinking it's a different kind of march.
What? Listen, man.
That went over me until you said it.
Listen, blood, yeah. Let me tell you this right now, blood, yeah. Man City, innit? Obviously, them man pulled down Liverpool, yeah. They drapes them across the screen. And they will drapes us as well at the Etihad. Let's keep it a buck. But AD, bruv, the Arsenal, yeah, are coming down to Anfield this weekend. Yeah, on the day Jesus rise, and we've got Gabriel Jesus in the side. Fam, 3 points, blood. After 3 days, 3 frigging points. Are you dumb? Come off it, bruv. We're going to Anfield. We're gonna nick 3 points from them, bruv. Robin, listen, don't hide it. It's done. You know it's done as well. Like, you know we're the best team in the league this year. It's over.
I said when I will concede.
Did you watch us against Leeds? Did anyone see us against Leeds?
I actually didn't watch that game.
You know what? I was actually just tempted to say, but it's Leeds. But you did your thing.
You know what, Ernest? You know what? It was only Leicester. It was only Villa. It was only Bournemouth. It was only Everton. When do we stop? Huh? When do we count the chickens?
At Anfield.
Ernest, let me tell you this right now. Mark my words. We're going to Anfield, bruv, and collecting 3 points. Because if there's one thing Pep Guardiola showed me on Saturday, right? 3 points are up for grabs against this lot. Against these mugs. Yeah, these Scouse mugs. We're going to go out there and rob them for once, instead of robbing us all the time. We're going to go there.
But obviously, Klopp said Trent isn't the problem in their back four, isn't it?
That's fine. Keep him playing. Because he's up against Martinelli this weekend, or Trossard. Depends how Arteta is feeling. If he's feeling froggy, he'll mix it and blend it. Yeah, and in case they get 2 man on him, guess what? Odegaard's waiting for it. Odegaard's waiting for it. Yeah, on the outside the D.
So Pete.
Oh,
question.
Gabriel Jesus. We even took him
Quick
off after
question.
60 minutes, guys. He scored twice. We took him off. He said, "That's all right. Anfield. That's where you're gonna collect your next Easter egg. Anfield. Flipping hell, lads. Flipping hell, lads. Come on. Yes, Robinho.
I was gonna say, what's the first song you're gonna play on your set then?
Are you done, bro?
Yeah, do you have a set? Are you on the bus, DJ?
Hey, listen, bro. I'm negotiating, blood. I'm negotiating, blood. You know what I'm saying? I said to them, listen, I'll play the Premier League anthem in it if they want to feel welcome. You know what I'm saying? I'll play the Champions League anthem, and then 21 seconds. Are you done, bro? What? It's gonna be the big. Listen, if I can get a set, I'll be live.
Why would
But
you play 21 seconds? It's
the thing is,
early.
it's gonna be
a big question.
there's gonna be 300,000 friggin' pissed North Londoners. I'm not gonna be playing. I don't think I'll be playing grime.
He's gonna play North London forever, and then they'll try to get off the bus.
That's gonna be the end, bro. That's how we're gonna end it, mate.
That's a sad song. Who wants to sing that?
It's a very sad song.
Crying
Yeah.
for a football game. Arsenal.
Now you need to play the coin intro of Get Rich or Die Trying.
Oh,
Like
ding.
just
I gotta
drop it.
give him a piece. I gotta give him a piece of that new one as well. What up, blood? What? Are you dumb,
Yeah.
bro? Listen.
Yeah.
Arteta. What?
Yeah.
Gabriel. What? We got Martinelli and Jesus. Blah. Are you mad? Come on. Oh my god. Anyway, I'm so gassed, guys. Listen.
Terrible. Oh my
Peter,
god.
listen, Peter is a happy gooner, bro. Let me tell you, I'm a happy gooner because we're giving them the biz. For once in a long time, since I was 14, blood, I was last happy like this. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, yeah, man. Listen, Man City done their thing. Arsenal done their thing on the weekend as well. 3 massive points for both sides. We're going to be watching a lot of this, bruv. To and fro. I'm pissed that Chelsea sacked their manager before we played them. That's annoying. But
it is joint third, full time. It's joint third at the moment. 3 teams on 50 points, albeit Spurs have 2 games played.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oscar has to drink this in, Endo. Oscar's got to drink this in.
Worst top 4 race ever.
Spurs are drawing at
doable. Like it's so doable to get into this top 4, but Liverpool and Chelsea are just crap.
You see Brighton, Fulham, and Brentford. They've got to look at this and just say, you know what, guys, let's get 4 wins on the bounce because we'll be in the top 4 if we're there.
Brighton and Fulham and them, man. That's who could get this top 4.
Like I'm shook on whatever they were playing Brentford Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm shook, man. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you.
Yeah. Lads, it's 10 o'clock, so let's wrap this up.
I just want to say this: majority of the teams they've played about 28 games, 10 games left. Can this season just end?
Yeah, I'm with you,
Oscar.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
What you gotta understand, is that it goes on to the end of May, guys. It's not even like May 7th, 28th of May. We're going right to the end.
I've had enough.
Anyway, Oscar, let's talk about it, man. Goal of the week. Let's go. Let's do this. Goal of the week.
I really enjoyed Arsenal's third goal
this week,
but I think
Jesus' second goal.
John McGinn scored an absolute.
He scored a belter.
Michael Keane just scored the goal of the week.
I don't know, man. I think McGinn's was better. I can't lie. I liked McGinn's.
Magnitude of it, though. 89th minute. Come on.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I like Ricardo Pereira's one, you know.
Ooh.
You know what?
Where did that come from?
As a fantastic team goal, I think it was Julian Alvarez. I just loved that City goal. I was just like, yeah. Honestly, I was like,
you see, Robin is a real Liverpool hater.
Not even Julian Alvarez. I said Julian Alvarez.
Wait, which one was that? Was that the first one?
No, the first one.
First goal, yeah.
Because Gundogan came out of nowhere.
Gundogan was.
Yeah.
Nah, Jesus' second goal, bro. Jesus' second goal, bro. Allow me.
I almost bought stocks. My answer is Michael Keane.
Let's get voting.
Villa's second goal. Who was it again?
John McGinn.
Yeah, McGinn. Yeah.
Absolute banger.
Ernst?
Oh.
Yeah, I'll probably go with McGinn.
Tavernier.
Did you not see Tavernier's goal?
Tavernier's goal was cold, bro.
Oh.
Actually, it was cold.
Check it out. Go check it on Twitter. It's a fantastic goal.
I watched it. It was a sick goal. It's actually a sick goal. How could
no? Trust me. Tavernier's performance.
Do you know what? He's swaying me a little bit there. Tavernier's goal was a banger. It was a banger.
Left foot curler. It was special.
Big up Bournemouth, bro. Beating Fulham. That's a massive result, man.
I tell you what.
It's a cracking result.
My answer is still Michael Keane. So I don't know.
My answer is still Gabriel Jesus. Even though I like Tavernier's goal.
Over the line. So wait, we've got two McGinns. John McGinn is the winner.
All right, John McGinn is.
John McGinn, goal of the week.
Oscar, player of the week.
Who is the player of the week?
Gabriel Jesus. End of. Like, do you know what's so
I'm not
funny,
gonna
guys?
lie to you, yeah.
Can I say this about Gabriel Jesus very quickly? We've watched Gabriel Jesus play football for about 5 years, but nobody has seen this version of him. I don't know this Gabriel Jesus. This isn't the one that played for Man City.
I do.
For Man City?
Yeah.
Come on.
As in, I agree with you, but what does that mean?
Yeah, what is
As
it?
in, I just feel like
I haven't seen anything.
No. It's not. It's just the fact that there's another facet to his football. There's another thing to his game.
Listen, before you spoke, I was gonna say New Jack City. There was tearing Trent apart.
Hey,
you know what? When you
the boy Grealish,
get a Turkish bread at a restaurant, and you can just
you see the Turkish bread at a restaurant. Thanks for the side comment. The Turkish bread at a restaurant, guys. Yeah. We have to discuss when it's warm and it's that puff.
Listen, Jack Grealish was absolutely space hooping on Saturday. Like, nah.
He hooped.
I'm so
still.
sorry.
He hooped.
Post World Cup, he has been different.
He's had enough.
Like,
He had enough.
Nah.
He's had enough.
Nah. Jack Grealish. Yeah.
Adrian said last season he wasn't bad. He just had to get used to it. This was the Grealish that made me say something stupid, like he was going to be signing of the season last year. So I'm glad he's finally turning up for City.
He's firing
at a time when they need it. I've got Grealish. Don't know who you man have got.
I got Jesus.
Grealish.
Okay, Grealish is the winner. Endo, I don't remember what your question was, so you might need to drop it again because it's gone.
It was a while ago.
Wow, 3 people denying Jesus. You know, wow.
It's typical. It's typical. You know, brother, the week leading
denying
to our
Jesus
Lord.
before Easter Sunday. You know.
Listen, they don't deserve nothing on Easter Sunday. They deserve.
If it was Friday, if it was Friday, I agree, but we're not there yet.
What? I'm gonna wait till he dies.
All right, Robin. All right.
Listen, you don't give me jokes. Team of the week.
Team of the
week.
Team of the
week.
Man City.
City.
Newcastle's got a good shout though. Newcastle's got a good shout.
Yeah,
Villa.
Newcastle has a very good shout.
Ernest. Teams beat Chelsea every week, bruv. We're not giving it to Villa. Their man beat Chelsea every week.
Chelsea at the bottom of the table. We haven't deep this enough.
Chelsea are page 2.
You know what I know is bad, yeah? Is when Oscar's agreeing. Like,
when Oscar is not fighting. When Oscar's not fighting.
No, because Oscar's going to argue.
Robin said Chelsea are bottom half of the table. You lot are letting us off lightly.
That's what I'm saying.
We're bottom half of the table. In April.
Them men are page 2 in April.
If Man United was second page, Oscar's on it.
Ernest, deep it. Ernest, deep it.
If any of you were on the second page, it'd be a wrap.
Ernest, deep this. Crystal Palace sacked their manager for being one place below Chelsea right now. Dumb.
Hey, nah. I'm not gonna lie.
Chelsea deserve this. This is on them. They just freaking deserve this.
No, guys, I don't know why. Because I was watching this thing when you men are talking about Chelsea, and you lot were waffling, talking about part of it is on Graham Potter, brother. This is 100% on top. 100%.
It's both though.
It's not both.
Nah, Ernest blood. Ernest blood.
If you
Let me ask you a
hire a
question.
paedophile to come and work in your restaurant, and the guy doesn't know what he's doing, that's on you, mate. That's on you, mate.
Nah, but Ernest though, when Potter came in it, what did he do? He's been there 7 months. We don't know what he did.
Brother,
We don't know what he did.
who gave him the job?
Wait, Ernest, ask Oscar what was the front three away at Brighton because Oscar was there. What
Brother.
was the front three against Brighton? That's what I want to
Bro.
know because that was the day he
Bro.
should have been sacked.
Bro, who gave him the job?
Yeah, they Bowley in the crew. got-
Bankroll Bowley.
He's got Brighton to 9th place in the Premier League. In the Premier
Fam,
League.
There's
Not
nothing
in the
to
Premier League.
say,
Premier
man.
League.
It's
It's the Premier League.
It's indefensible. There's nothing.
You know, like,
No,
do you remember,
no,
do
I don't think you understand.
Do you remember
Go
when
on.
Liverpool? Remember when Liverpool had those American owners, right? And they saw Charlie Adams banging it for Blackpool, and they were like, "Yeah, hey, listen, he's got 11 assists for Blackpool. Maybe you could do that at Liverpool." That's not how it works. For goodness sake, honestly, it's just Anyway, let's move on.
I don't understand. I don't understand what the discussion was even about. You don't give people who are inept the job. Listen, because I'm looking at how peak the squad was, yeah. And you're literally giving a man. You saw a man make an elite sandwich, and you've given him a pantry to make like a 5-star menu. They were giving him a new player every week. Like, bro, like
top dogs.
Loftus-Cheek played at right wing back.
You can't, guys.
I don't know how to
Oscar said Enzo is here. Watch your
guys
around.
Guys. We were talking to one guy in the shop today, and I forgot Raheem Sterling was there.
Yo, brother.
Honest. He's on 400k a week.
I said, I'm off.
Raheem
He's not, man.
A week. Guys, I told you, if Peter knew the wages some of these guys are on.
He's muted. Peter, you're here. He's unmuted. Say what you said.
He's not on 400 a week, man.
Grand a week.
We've done church wrong. We've done it wrong.
He's not on 400 a week, man.
Oscar, you're a liar. You're a frigging liar. You don't deserve anything for Easter with that comment. How can you say her Sterling's on 400 grand a frigging
No,
week?
guys.
There's no
I
way.
just this week that Raheem Sterling is a Chelsea player. Aubameyang was in the Barcelona changing room.
Brother, there's a video of Chilwell and Aubameyang talking about what do they eat for breakfast. I said, yo, Aubameyang. I said, nah.
I'm like, he's still, and then they've got Malo Gusto from Lyon coming to be my man's deputy, Reece James. They've got 2 for foreigners. They bought so many players. They have 2 of the same name.
Okay, apparently, according to Google, it's 325. It's 325.
That doesn't make it better.
It's still a ridiculous amount.
Same thing to me. It's the same thing to me.
You are saying 300. Google's telling me 325. But
no,
okay,
I had 4.
Oscar. For that, by the way, guys, for that reason alone, Aston Villa can never get team of the week for beating Chelsea. It can't happen. So therefore, your fight is Manchester City for the beating they gave Liverpool, or Newcastle United for the beating they gave Man United. Take your pick.
I'll go Manchester City because it's a must-win game in the title race. They did what they had to do at home. Whatever.
They always dispatch Liverpool at home, so I'm going to go Newcastle because they went and beat somebody like in the.
That's revenge. That's get revenge for the cup.
Do you know you have to deep as well? Yeah, they have to get revenge for the cup. You have to deep as well. Man United could legit finish 5th on merit. Like legit could finish 5th this season on merit.
But Tottenham playing like they're playing, probably not.
Yeah.
If Tottenham won today.
The thing is, we win Europa. We 100% have to win Europa.
Imagine. There you go.
Have to win Europa.
All right. Team of the week is Newcastle for me. Come on, let's vote.
Pete. Yeah,
Newcastle.
Have a
City. Oh, we're at deadlock, guys. We need someone in the comments to answer who they think. First person to say between City and Newcastle we will pick. I just want to go to Endo's question while we wait for that answer. He said, if City win the treble this season, are they bigger than Chelsea? Bear in mind, they have more league titles already. They have more they have more Premier League titles. Yeah. Who's a bigger club, Chelsea or City?
I still think Chelsea are more relevant.
Chelsea, I'd say, with the European Cups.
They've won 2.
They got 2 European
And
Cups.
they won Prem. Yeah.
Four if you include
They've won 4 European Cups.
4 if you include
4,
2 Europa Leagues. 6 if you include the 2 Super Cups. I mean, how long do you want to play this game?
So therefore, my answer is Chelsea.
Um,
They're not even City are not even the biggest team in Manchester.
I just think I'm sorry. I think being bigger is it's not just what you win.
It's more than just the football. It's like the heritage, the name.
Yeah. Like if Tottenham win 4 Champions Leagues in a row, I don't think they're bigger than Arsenal automatically. I don't think it works like that. I think you have to.
I'm not gonna lie to you. You see that 4 Champions League trophy? I'll be like, right, okay.
Yeah, 4. How many teams on 3? How many teams on 3?
I think a big part of it is it has to happen over a long period of time.
No, because you said the number like you were collecting Gary. Like, brother.
The only team that I know is on 4 is Ajax. Bro, that's the only team I know is on 4.
Okay,
if 4 Champions League trophies,
maybe 4 as well. But the point I was making was, if you win a lot of trophies in a short amount of time, I don't think that's as impactful as winning
100%. 100%.
Because
it depends. But it depends. If you clean house in 10 years, like because I always tell people, no one cared about Chelsea till they won the Champions League. When you added the Champions League to your already long list of Premier League titles, it was like, whoa, buddy. Now we have to pay attention. Yeah. So I think organically it can never happen in the way you're describing. Obviously, I know it's hypothetical. But for example, Zidane's 3 in a row just added to the je ne sais quoi of Madrid. Right. It was like, you man were done dadders. Now you've added this guy and he's done this. It just means you're further and further away from the rest of the crop. If Tottenham win 4 Champions League trophies, guys, I swear to you, by the 3rd Champions League, we'll be like, raw, okay.
But in my opinion, they wouldn't be bigger than an Arsenal.
No, but I think that takes
the time.
I'm with you, but your antennas will have to go up.
Definitely, the antennas will go up. Definitely.
Yeah, you put the locker room on notice. There's another big boy in the room.
What? When Jay-Z said, "Yo, 50 Cent is coming."
Yeah.
50's coming. Oscar, do you have an answer? We need to move on.
Most people said City.
Yes, our answer is Manchester City. That was the one.
Who's not that guy this week?
Not that guy. I think
Abdullah Decore's got a freaking great shot here.
There's a couple non-football ones that happened as well.
Let me do
what? You mean the man in Dover?
Let me do a football one quickly, and then we can go and we can move on to the other funny ones. This man was born on the 20th of September, 1973. He's currently 49 years of age. He's had a very, very successful career in business, acquiring different companies and acquiring different sports franchises and making them super, super successful. And he decided that when it came to branching out, he would take advantage of the war in Ukraine and usurp a football club that had currently been sanctioned by the UK government. So when he took over with intent. He splashed the money as all the fans wanted. And in splashing all of that money, he brought in a load of players in the summer that really weren't that good and then sacked the manager 3 weeks in because he didn't respond to WhatsApp messages, allegedly. Other alleged stories is that he begged and campaigned for Cristiano Ronaldo to be signed at a club where he probably wouldn't have worked out at. After sacking that manager, he then hires an inexperienced manager at the top level, let's just say, and puts him on the longest, most lucrative contract a Chelsea manager has ever had. 5 years on big, big money that we don't know how he's going to pay off. After that manager has a pretty failing first few months, he then goes in the January transfer again and backs him with another wad of cash to buy another set of players that really flatter to deceive in some cases. After proceeding with that, he's backed him and come out and said every other week, we have a long-term project, we have a goal, we have a year-long plan that's going to be years in the making. He's gone against that this weekend, and after a 2-0 defeat against Aston Villa, he has sacked Graham Potter. Now, Graham Potter could easily be getting this award too. Maybe, Peter, you want to jump in and give it to him too, because it could be him. But the person that we are awarding, because they just don't know what they're doing, it seems like they don't have a clue. It seems like everything has been jumbled, from the transfers to the signings of players and backroom staff to the managerial hirings and firings. Chelsea are now going to be on their third manager in one season, and that, quite frankly, is just too unstable for you to call yourself a serious football owner. So
it's Chelsea sports franchise. That's what it is.
It might as well be. It might as well be. Also, one thing I've noticed since going to games, this year we started playing Kasabian before the kickoff, and I'm just not a fan of it. I think that's a Bowleyism, because we wouldn't play no American songs. We only play English London-based songs. So I don't know why this.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Kasabian are from Leicester City. Are from Leicester City.
What's that? No, it might not be Kasabian then. Sorry, it's not Kasabian. What's the one? What's that? Them American ones with Dave Grohl. Dave Grohl is the head singer, the lead singer. Sorry. It's not Kasabian. It's the American ones. What are they called? The Foo Fighters. That's it. The Foo Fighters.
The Foo Fighters.
They play the Foo Fighters before a game. Like, come on, bro. This is not.
Foo Fighters is mage. By the way, Foo Fighters are mage, Oscar.
They're mage. They're not Chelsea though. They're not Chelsea. So yes, not that guy this week. Is Todd Billionaire Bowley. You have made the off-the-field dealings of the club look like an embarrassment, and the on-the-field dealings were already an embarrassment. So thank you for adding to
that. Todd Bowley's not that guy. I'm not going to give it to Graham Potter, because, as you said, if you give Fisherman, you know what I'm saying? You know the rest. I'm not putting this on. Like, Bowley's is a mess. It was a friggin' scandal. Right. Robin, be quick, please. Who are your not that guys?
I got one off the football onto the YouTube. I don't know if you guys saw it the last couple of days. Obviously, we're watching WrestleMania. WrestleMania 39. Fantastic pay-per-view. Some shocks, some horrors, some tears, some joys, all the good stuff, as you come on the weekend. One of the matches, we had a celebrity turn up in a lucrative prime bottle. This celebrity took part in the match, got himself frog splash through the table. Sensational scenes. Everyone was singing his plaudits, all that stuff. The next day, him and his group, the Sidemen, put out a video, a parody on Countdown, where they had to make a word and all that stuff.
Oh, here we go.
So this celebrity made a certain word, and even was going on to say that he really shouldn't say this word because it's very derogative and has a lot of meaning. But he says, nonetheless, I'm going to say the word anyway. I'm not even saying the word on here because that will actually get us finished. It was highly insensitive. And yeah, even all these words that link to history, like all the words that come with people of color, so Asians, Black people, so on and so forth, it's not cool. And even when you acknowledge it that it's not cool, you're going to say it anyway. And especially after having a great night before, it just makes you look bad. The video's been taken down. They had to issue an apology.
Stinker.
And also because you are the main guy of UK YouTube, that's even a big howler on you.
This video is still up, ladies and gentlemen. Let me be very clear.
I've had a look. Like,
It's on Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not. They took it down. So therefore,
what a tool! Oh my god.
KSI Olajide BT. I'm not that guy. Not this week. It's you were that guy the night before, but you're really not that guy this time. Yeah, man. You got to look at what you say.
Yeah, like that. It's so
It's great.
stupid to come off a massive W where he was at WrestleMania, just doing his thing, and then to go to this. And I think, how many people does this video have to go through? How many people have to see that and not spot that this is a bad idea? Like, really,
It's
stupid.
it's just a load of yes men. Because KSI said it, it was like, yeah, this could run. We'll be all right.
Really, really stupid from a lot of people.
What's a stinker?
KSI is the massive howler for being, for using such a racist comment, and then everyone else around him that allowed that to get out, it also needs to hold it as well.
Yeah. But Endo's right. I mean, the racism to Asians is outrageous. It's out friggin' outrageous, and it needs to stop. Right. Okay. Just basically the big games that are coming up this week. Chelsea at home to Liverpool tomorrow night, Tuesday night. What's your predictions very quickly?
A draw. Big draw.
Draw. Man United at home to Brentford on the Wednesday night.
W. I think it's a W.
Wow.
I think United win.
At home. Draw.
Yeah, Man United at home. Okay, I'm trying to think of any other big one. This Saturday, obviously, no games on Good Friday, obviously. Man United at home to Everton, 12:30 kickoff.
That's a W.
Oh, we at 12:30. Oh,
you are at
12:30.
It's 12:30.
It's Everton.
It should be.
We're not being. It should.
Everton. Okay. The only other team I'm trying to think of, Spurs at home to Brighton is a 3:00 kickoff, not on TV. That's a bit of a stinker.
Oh, I can watch it on TV
Brighton.
if you know what I mean.
What, NordVPN, yeah? NordVPN business.
Streams.
Okay.
Brighton W, by the way.
Ooh, I hope so. Let me see. Southampton at home to Man City, 5:30 kickoff.
7-0. Count it.
Pure dominance.
Where is that Haaland triple captaincy? If you've saved it up until now, get busy, people. Get busy. Okay. And lastly, Liverpool at home to the Arsenal FC. Sunday, Easter Sunday, 4:30 kickoff. Three points to the Arsenal. Come on, guys. Come on. Let's not be silly.
I'm not gonna lie, I genuinely think an unstoppable force meets a movable object. This will be a draw.
I didn't say it, but whoever said it, I agree with him.
Oscar, what do you think?
I'll say the same thing, Pete, I said to you earlier. Somebody tweeted this week that Liverpool's best player is Anfield. And I think because of that, they will actually get a result here. Because, obviously they've come off the defeat this weekend. I think they'll draw tomorrow. And I think they'll turn up against Arsenal for some strange reason.
That's what everybody thinks. Get your comments in the comment section below. Listen, guys, it's been a bumper episode. Thank you very much for joining us on the Top 4 Podcast. Oscar, let them know where we can find Top 4 Podcast on Twitter at Top 4 Podcast, on Apple, on YouTube, on Spotify, all Apple Podcasts and SoundCloud. Of course, we're live every single Monday. Bank holiday Monday, next Monday, people. Make sure you don't go into work, whatever you do. SW6, you are wrong. They're not going to turn up this game. It's going to be the Arsenal taking 3 points, and then you're going to believe us, and then you're going to believe us, and then you're going to believe us. We're going to win the league. All right. Until next week. Peace.
Oh, I forgot it was me that has to end it. Peace, people.
This guy.